What's going on, guys? This episode is brought to you by MarekHealth.com, and I want you to go there, use code RBP, and get a blood panel done. Get your blood work done 3 times a year if possible, but more importantly, get it done by professionals who know what they're looking at. Now, I recently went to Marek Health. They did a full panel review. After I was done, I had a half an hour panel with one of their professionals. He fully explained my blood work all the way through and what was right and what was wrong and how to fix it. Furthermore, they were actually able to get me set up with an appointment with one of their doctors and get me prescribed the medication I need prescribed. You know, the benefit to this is big. I've been judged by a lot of doctors. I've had family doctors who've judged me for what I want to do in my life. And being a bodybuilder, it's always hard to talk to a regular doctor about what we do and what our goals are. But at Marek Health, there's no judgment. It's completely objective, and they will help you achieve your goals while staying healthy. Get to Marek Health, use code RBP, save some money, but more importantly, get healthy and get a professional to help you out with what you're doing. What's going on, Iain?
Not much. So with you?
What's new this week?
I was in Saskatoon, Calgary this weekend.
Oh, you went on that Supplement World tour.
Yeah, did the Supplement World events Saturday, Sunday. Yeah.
That's right. Where did you go? Just Saskatoon?
No, Saskatoon, Calgary.
Oh, Saskatoon and Calgary. How was Calgary?
Good. Yeah. I flew into Saskatoon Friday night. Well, not Friday night, Friday afternoon. Got in at like 3-4 p.m. We did like a workout with like kind of all their store employees and managers and stuff on Friday night. And then Saturday morning, we flew at like 8 a.m. from Saskatoon to Calgary, did the events in Calgary at the store there, then flew back that afternoon. Then Sunday did the same events at the Calgary Saskatoon store.
Okay, wait a minute. Friday night, got up Saturday morning, flew to Calgary. How far is that flight?
It was, well, we flew private and it was like an hour.
Oh, nice. Nice. What's that? Was that your first time on a private plane? Private jet?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
How was that?
I mean, it's very convenient for sure, because it's like you avoid like the airport, like
Yeah,
it's literally just walk in and get on a plane. Like there's no like security, there's no bags, like nothing, no waiting at all. But it's not as comfortable as like a first class business class plane,
It's not? Was it like
it's a lot smaller.
Was it like a not really a private jet, just kind of?
No,
like
I was seated 9.
Yeah, but you weren't comfortable.
No, I was comfortable, but not as comfortable as getting on like a big plane that you can like stand up and walk to the washroom and have a big seat,
Huh? That's totally opposite from what I thought it would be.
Yeah,
I thought you would be
way more convenient, not quite as comfortable.
I flew on a helicopter from Windsor to Detroit one year, and that was the same thing. Completely uncomfortable.
Quickest.
I just drove up, got out of my car. Actually, we waited for the helicopter to land, so there was like, I don't know, like a food bar, like totally like set everything up for you. Got on the helicopter, took off, landed, got in a car, and drove away.
Yeah, it's like we literally pulled up at that like private airport thing. It was like it's like a hotel lobby. Like they have like a lobby desk, like couches and a fireplace, like coffee machine, and like ask if you want any food or snacks or coffee. And then the plane was literally just sitting there waiting, and they're like, "Well, we're ready to go when you are," and we just like got on the plane and flew away. Yeah.
Huh. Justin, you ever been on a private plane?
No.
Private flight anywhere? Helicopter, plane?
No, no.
Just had my first.
But you're Pablo Escobar.
I'm broke,
Junior.
dude.
I'm broke. No, Justin. He's the cannabis king.
He's got to buy his own private plane.
Is it was it like Dom's plane or whatever?
No, it was just the event I did for Supplement World this weekend, just to fly between 2 cities to do 2 events. We took one,
That's badass.
Yeah,
because the owner of Supplement World is doing really well then.
Yeah, he owns like 14 stores right now or something, and they're planning to have like 25 by the end of next year.
Is it 14?
Yeah.
You know what? I've been talking to them about doing a tour as well. I didn't know Raw had their NPN numbers. Do they?
Yeah, they have a lot of C-Bums line.
Okay.
And they have all of Revive.
Okay. Yeah, that's what.
But this event that I was going wasn't like a Raw and Revive thing.
Oh, it was just a you thing.
No, they paid me independently to come out and do a seminar. I did seminars.
Oh, that's fucking awesome. How long were the seminars?
Maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then like an hour meet and greet after that.
When you do seminars, I know there's like a couple different styles, right? Are you doing more?
I'm not doing like laser pointer slideshow stuff. No.
Yeah. Just let me finish my question.
Sorry.
Go ahead. What I wanted to ask was, do you have anything planned, or do you go in there and just, is it more of like a Q&A thing?
It's a bit of both. I mean, maybe half the time will be Q&A and half the time, like I start it and like talk about me and my career.
Okay.
And like talk about lessons of like bodybuilding that I've learned along the way and like try and give some like, insightful kind of things that I talk about,
Yeah.
Do you have like a 3 to 5 minute intro spiel that you do?
No. Like I talk for maybe, I don't know, 30 to 45 minutes. I can talk though. Like, you know how I am. I can
talk. Yeah.
I can talk forever. Like,
I mean, like before you take any questions though, do you go on that long?
Yes.
What's up, Guy? How are you?
I was figuring out why I couldn't see you guys, but I could hear everything, and I didn't realize my video was turned off. I'm like, what the fuck's going on?
So yeah, I'll talk for about that long, just kind of like about life and bodybuilding and my career and fucking shit I've learned, and try and give some preachy fucking lessons and stuff and things for them to like take away from it, and just stuff that I think will stimulate questions.
We're talking about Iain's supplement world tour that he went on this past weekend, where he went to Saskatoon and Calgary and did some seminars.
Good fucking turnout too for those like smaller cities, man. We completely filled them out both events.
Does that bother you? Public speaking?
Me, fucking not at all. No.
What is filled out? Was it like a supplement store with like 15 people, or was it a stadium with like 3,000 people?
No, it was in the store, but we filled the stores. And the store in Calgary was a bit bigger store. We fit about 130 in there.
What are you laughing at, Guy? I need to know the scale.
There was no middle of the road. Was there 15 people, or were you at Giant Stadium?
That's all.
Yeah. Were you at TD Center, or were you at?
What do you want me to do?
Were you at Guy's house at the fire pit, or were you at fucking BMT Center?
Let me give you 16 different scenarios. I just want to know how many people were there.
No, so we did them in the stores because obviously we wanted the people to come into the store to obviously generate some sales and stuff for them. So we did the Calgary store. We did reserved spots for about 100 because that's all the store could fit, and then we overfilled to about 120 people standing behind that.
Were they paying for the seminar or no?
We did these ones free. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
But reserved spots. You had to reserve spots.
Yeah. That's pretty awesome, man.
And then the Saskatoon store fit about 75. We probably got about 95 to 100 there.
Guy, have you ever flown private jet or helicopter or anything?
Private jet or helicopter?
Yeah, like have you ever flown anywhere private?
Yes, actually. When we were in Czech Republic, we went from Czech Republic. We competed on Saturday, and just the athletes went to a private jet from Czech Republic and flew Sunday morning from Czech Republic to San Marino, Italy. We landed there and competed that night. And it was just we went to like this weird part of the airport, like this, and it was just like us, and like our bags got checked, but kind of didn't get checked.
Yeah.
So it was like it was very sketchy, but it was kind of cool.
We could have just walked on the plane with our bags. I mean, it's not.
Were you comfortable on your private jet, Guy?
Yeah. I mean, everybody fell asleep. I was comfortable enough to sleep.
Okay. I'm shocked that Iain said that he prefers like first class on a big plane.
But it wasn't comfortable? Like the seats weren't big enough?
Well, I'm sure there's degrees of planes that are obviously you can get fucking like a Gulfstream that's going to be like, $20,000 to charter for 10 minutes. But
yeah, G5.
Whoever had that plane now is going to watch this and think like Iain's complaining.
No, look, I would take that over flying public. It was awesome. Over flying public and avoiding the airport and stuff. It's worth it all day. I'm just saying it's not like you're not in like a big independent seat that's quite as like it's like a train.
Well, you're thinking of like, I think Fouad's thinking of like a private jet. He's thinking of like Kevin Hart and The Rock.
I'm thinking of like The Rock.
The leather seats and like the table, and they're smoking cigars and playing cards. And
that's what I thought.
Yeah, no, like it's a good size, but it's like it fit 9 plus the captain and co-pilot. So it was like 2 facing 2, like a train, like seats facing each other, 1 on each side, and then an aisle down the middle.
That's
but
sweet.
like a big first class plane.
Parachute on too.
If you're gonna fly like 5, 6, 7 hours, I would certainly want to sit in a bigger seat,
Yeah, that makes sense.
I flew private once, and when it happened, I was like, I'm working for the rest of my life to make sure
You
I
can-
can do that all the time. That's like
you
my goal.
imagine if I was like, "Hey, Fouad, what are you doing today?" You're like, I just got up. I'm like, "Want to take a flight over here in your private jet, you fucking loser?"
I
You're
said
like, "Yeah,
that.
I'll be right over."
I said that one time. What were we debating? We were debating something about, I can't remember. It was something like
it was the debate with Ben where we were talking about like infinite money or time.
or time. And Ben was being philosophical, and he's like, I want more time. And I was like,
more time with my son.
I was like, I want all the money in the
Good
world.
answer. That's a
And
good
they were
answer.
like, why do you want all the money in the world? I'm like, because if I did, I would just buy a massive jet, and I could
save a lot of time.
I could wake up and be like, I want to go to Japan, and just get on my jet and fly to Japan and do something cool, and then fly.
You know
home.
what he would do, Justin? He would fly over each of our houses, not to pick us up, to go, "Hey, I'm going to Japan today. Talk to you
Burst the
later."
bubble a little bit. I don't know what kind of private jets could fly you from here to Japan.
Whatever, you know what I'm saying. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I'm flying to Guy's house this morning. I'm gonna go to Guy's house and have some bacon, and fly to Guy's house, have some bacon, and then fly home.
You said that because of today.
I call Guy today. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm just eating some bacon. I'm like, what?
I'm
He's
rendering down.
He's like, I ate my eggs, and then I ate my cream of rice, and then I felt like some bacon, so I made some. I'm like, that's kind of weird. Normally, you just make it all together.
No, I had the bacon. So Evan did this thing where he buys us like certain bacon and then puts it in the oven, just bakes it normally, but he renders it down. He like overcooks it and then takes the bacon fat and pours it into a container. Then like you get all like the shit out of it from like like there's like clip like shit from the pieces of bacon. And he uses that as butter on bread instead of butter.
Yep.
Does Evan do anything normal?
That just honestly sparked my interest because I've never heard of that before. I've heard of people using bacon grease to cook with, but never to use as like butter.
I've like cooked bacon, then I'll fry my eggs in the bacon grease.
Yeah. But
It sounds like a really fat person thing to do.
It
I was
really
surprised
does.
to hear it was an Evan thing.
Yeah,
Because
because bacon fat can't be healthy, is it?
Evan's like a redneck, nerdy, dorky, jacked. Like he's got like all like quirky.
You know what's funny about Evan is everything you talk about, he has a quirk about it.
Yes.
Whether it's coffee or bacon or
He has like his
one of those guys.
thing that he loves.
Yeah.
That's the best
Yeah.
of the best, and the reason why it's the best, and you can't tell him any different.
It's like we could all be like, macaroni and cheese is awesome. Kraft mac and macaroni and cheese is the best. He'd be like, no,
well,
there's this other brand.
yes.
This other brand has been around since 1940.
yeah. Well, you have to buy it in Europe at a certain market at noon.
And
my
on
buddy-
Thursday.
Yeah, he'd be like, my buddy in Russia sent it to me. It's like some fucking random like.
He showed up to that Apollon event and he gave me a jug of tomatoes. I have it. It's in my thing.
What do you mean, like diced tomatoes, crushed tomatoes? What are you talking about?
He goes, bro. He goes, I got something for you. I was like, okay. He gave me a bottle of wine that his buddy makes, and he goes, these tomatoes are the best tomatoes you're ever gonna find. I get them at a market. Huh?
He's always got a market too. He's so fucking white. He's so funny.
Did you say he's so white?
No, I say so funny. So how fucking tiring is this trip? You got Friday, you do the workout with the team, then Saturday morning you get on a plane, and then you're back on a plane again. Like,
Yeah, so we got in there at probably 9 or 10, and then we flew back at like 3.
look at this. It's like some special tomato. I've never even seen that name. Yeah, I've never seen the name though. It's like some special, like he came right from Italy.
But yeah, we flew back at probably 3, and then like I took a nap and shit, and then we went out to dinner at Cactus Club, and then the next morning got up, did the event at the Saskatoon store, then we went and trained again, and then went out to dinner that night, and then I flew back home noon on Monday.
Do you hear that schedule, Justin?
Yeah, it's pretty hectic.
Get ready to work.
No, it's great.
No, but these guys are awesome, man. If you get the chance to do an event with these supplement world guys, you should do it, man. They're fucking really good. They're always like so accommodating. They make the event fun. Like they always make sure you're like well taken care of. It's fucking awesome for sure. I like out of all the places I've gone, they're the only people I've gone back to twice to do events.
Well, I'm trying to work it out, but I didn't want to just make it like an athlete tour. I wanted to have like the hostile set up there. So We need a little bit of time to get set up in Canada, but we're working on it.
Yeah,
Speaking of Canada, shout out to Mike Van Wyck sent me a package today. He sent me a bunch of clothes. Mike, thank you, buddy.
What is his clothing line?
Yeah, he sent me. I got a bunch of hoodies in the mail.
Nice.
Wasn't even expecting it. Mike, Canada, baby. Thank you, buddy.
Yeah. I got bodybuilding news to talk about. Did you see the email today, Justin?
No.
Oh, they sent out an IFBB email today saying for any invitational shows like the Arnold or Arnold whatever or Olympia or anything that's invitational where a list is now put out with the athletes.
Yeah.
If you drop out after the list is created, you have to either have like a doctor's note or something, or you'll be like fined and disqualified from the IFBB season potentially. Yeah.
Really?
Well,
Wow.
I don't know if that's necessarily bad. So okay,
No, I don't disagree with it at all, to be honest.
I wanted to get into the Arnold conversation. I was going to save it, but might as well get into it now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if you don't have to read it. I mean, you get the gist of it, right? But
sorry to interrupt. They must provide a doctor's excuse or legitimate reason for the withdrawal, or suspension and or fine will be imposed on the athlete, and the athlete will be prohibited from competition.
But that was always like that. If you dropped out of a show, you needed a doctor's note.
You're right. You're right. It's always on the contract that you sign. But I think
they don't uphold it.
I think they're saying now, like, look.
Well, because also they don't really do lists until a week out of 99% of shows besides the Olympia and the Arnold. So,
but this is what I think the email is saying. It's saying
this Arnold's referring.
It's basically referring to the Arnold in the Olympia, because think about all the money they're spending right now. You get like, and the thing is, it's referring to Blessing and Charles Griffin. They both have dropped out without just saying they're tired or whatever. They can't, they want to take a break, which is
they just say that this decide you must consider that you have taken a spot away from other athletes who are training and looking for a chance to be invited. This is also detrimental to the promoters that have only allowed for a certain number of athletes on the roster and who are counting on the athletes that they had invited.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
I 100% agree. Yeah. You know what I was thinking about this the other day.
But also too, it's and I'm not going against anything they said because I agree with that. But when the Olympia has been bounced around from place to place and date to date, and there's been no consistency, it's really hard to throw that out when like there hasn't been the Arnold's been set, but the Olympia hasn't been the same date in three. It's been bounced around 3 different times.
Yeah, but they announce it 365 days before. It's not like it's like 2 months before. Like, oh, it's here.
Yeah, everyone knew this year when the Olympia was, when the Arnold was.
Yeah, but when you know a show is, you always know
November 3rd.
But you always don't know how you're going to feel. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so right after a show.
They have to put something in place.
I think there should be parameters. I agree. Yeah. I'm just saying if the Olympia was in September and not December, I think this wouldn't be happening.
Yeah, that's totally
my
true.
point.
That's totally true. But this is the one thing I thought of the other day is, 35 guys went and did the Olympia. Mm-hmm. And 10 to 20 of them must have known they weren't going to place in the top 10. Why? Maybe would it have made more sense to hold off and do the Arnold? Because even if you don't win the Arnold, it's a massive show. You get good recognition and you get noticed. So if you're somebody who's, a second tier pro and you're not going to crack the top 10, maybe you're not going to crack the top 15, maybe you're like, you know what? I save my physique, I get better, and I jump into the Arnold and I place in the top 6.
Look, speaking smart from a logistics standpoint, I agree with you. I think when you're talking about bodybuilders who do actually know their limitations like that, I think then they're at the point where they're just like, I just want to get up on the big Olympia stage. I just want to be part of this event. I want to stand on stage with the best bodybuilders in the world. I don't really care if I come dead last. I think those guys just want to be like, hey, I've done 3 Olympias in my career. It doesn't matter if I came 29th.
I don't think, I'm just guessing, obviously. But let's say out of the 35 guys, I would say there's probably 10 of them that have that attitude. There's probably another 10 that.
Well, sure.
No,
those middle cusp guys, I agree, should probably hold off.
Yeah, they should have been like, you know what? I'm going to be 15th to 25th. Maybe I should wait and crack the top 8 at the Arnold. Because
you say that, but I will say I've heard you say many times that one of
You're right.
Your biggest regrets, yeah.
You're right. You're right.
And you certainly would have come second last or last in those Olympics.
Yeah, you would have bombed.
Yeah. You guys can lick my back.
Hey, I have an announcement. I'm doing the Arnold. I'm gonna take 7th.
I am actually really disappointed though, if you want the truth. I'm absolutely blown away.
And what, the amount of people or the lack thereof?
Look, there's okay.
Is there really only 6
Here,
guys?
watch this. Watch this. Ian, Hunter, Charles Griffin, Blessing, who should have kept going. I can probably name like 7, 8 guys that could all be in the top 5.
Yeah.
And I'm like, are all bodybuilders that rich now that they're like, I don't want 200 grand, I don't want 100 grand, I don't want 50 grand. Fuck it, I'm not going.
Even Derek, Nick.
See, for me,
Derek's another one. Like, it's crazy.
Did Derek pull out?
No, he was never on it. But I think see, but this comes back to the conversation we had last time, and I think it's the timing, man. It's the timing.
I don't think it matters.
For me, it matters. Like, look, because if I had just done the Olympia, if I was a top 5 guy, I can only speak for myself. If I was Nick or Derek or any of these guys, I would 100% be doing the Arnold. If I thought I could win the Arnold, win that money, and I'm on one of those top dogs, and I only had to do that Olympia because I'd been like Nick or someone had been top 5 the year before, then in that case, I think I would have 100% done the Arnold.
Yeah.
But for me now, I have to, if I do the Arnold, I don't win the Arnold, I still have to do a qualifier. I still have to go to the Olympia. Like, I'm never getting any break, you know?
I'm going to argue with you just for fun.
Sure.
If you win the Arnold, you don't have to do shit.
Just can I just argue with you, please, before we go on? Just let me get a point out. You admittedly were like nowhere near your best at the Olympia, or let's say nowhere near your, but whatever. You weren't your best at the Olympia, and you were fucking 11th place, right? So imagine you were at your best. You'd have been what, 7th, 8th?
I think I would have been fighting with Hunter for 7, 8.
Yeah, so do I, right? So now you look at the Arnold, and you're like, okay, Derek's not doing it. Nick's not doing it unless they jump in. But just let me finish.
Shut up.
As of right now, well, this is a problem. He's always kept me off. as of right now, Hottie, Nick, Derek, Brandon, Rami
Hunter
are not doing it, and Hunter's not doing it, and Andrew's not doing it. That means Samson is the only guy that beat you and Bonac are the only guys at the Olympia that beat you that are doing the fucking Arnold.
Sure.
If I was in your shoes, I'd be like, fuck it, I'm going to fucking battle with them, because if you're at your best, who knows? Then you get to stand next to Bonac, maybe beat him. Maybe you get to fucking beat Samson. Who knows? Then you're elevated back up. Then people go, oh yeah, he was 11th at the Olympia, but he's beat fucking Samson and Bonac. Now he's back in the conversation.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree with you in a lot of ways, but I also have to think of past that Arnold, you know, and I think, okay, could I do that Arnold and make some good money? And do I believe in my heart of hearts I could be top 3, top 2 at that Arnold? Yes, I think the only guy that right now would be very, very hard for me to beat based off the Olympia would probably be Samson.
Yes.
Sean,
sorry, I apologize. I forgot Sean Clarita. He's also
Sean Clarita, sure.
Yeah,
but I'm confident in that. I mean, think Samson would be the hardest one, absolutely. So look, if I get a top 3, I mean, I'm still getting money, but I've already been second at the Arnold. You know, for me, it's more, especially after that Olympia placing, and I'm only speaking for myself in this situation, obviously. I don't want to get up on stage and not be significantly better than the last time I got on stage. So like, I want the time, I want to make sure I'm recovered and healthy, do a full long prep for a show in the spring, and then make sure I'm ready from there to then transition into the Olympia. Because for me, if I do the Arnold, now I still would potentially have to qualify. We're going to do something in the summer and then pushing all the way to November. I don't think I would be my best by that time in November. And that's really what matters to me the most, is my vindication or redemption at the Olympia level, not at the Arnold level. I've been second. You know?
I'm gonna keep arguing with you just for fun, not because I think you're right.
Okay, go for it.
So I think that you've made significant progress in your physique already, but you didn't get to display it.
I don't disagree with you.
Okay, so let me finish. So that means doing the Arnold, who knows if you beat Samson? Who knows if you beat Bonac? Who knows? Like, you don't know for sure Samson's gonna beat you. You don't know for sure Bonac. So what I'm saying is, you go in, you fucking win an Arnold. If you don't win an Arnold and you do place second or third, it's definitely gonna reinvigorate your career from the last showing. And if you don't win, you have to requalify, right? You could always pick like the last show of the season right before the Olympia.
Sure. Yeah.
And that would still give you that break that you're looking for.
Okay, so they're gonna take me. Should I apply now? Is this what we're saying? Should I get in this?
No, we're having a fun conversation, because I'm curious.
Hang up and call right now.
All right, Brian Powers, watch this. Shoot me an email.
Brian Powers, if you watch this, Ian will do it.
The reason I'm doing this is because of all the guys I can think of that I'd love to have this conversation with, because
I think you're speaking to a multitude of people right now.
I am.
I'm going to say this
because one sec, I also think of guys like, think about Raphael. Raphael was 10th. If the only guys that beat him were Bonac and Samson, and then Clarita's jumping in, he's fourth at worst. Maybe he beats a couple of those guys. Who knows? Why is someone like Raphael not doing it? This is all so confusing to me. It's like,
I'm going to say that I had a conversation. Remember when Keon made that post years ago about how he said he was not doing the Arnold because he had, mental health.
Olympia. It was the Olympia.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Excuse me. You're correct. It was the Olympia.
Yeah.
I called him and we had a long conversation on the phone. And the reason why I made a video about this and I said this to him because it wasn't about him not doing the Olympia for mental health reasons. It was more so the fact that he used a phrase that I really didn't like. And he made a comment, and I think it's kind of where, well, we're talking about it, but he said the stage will always be there. And that's not true.
No, it's not.
And that's what bothers me about this isn't, and I'm not calling anybody lazy. I don't understand it, but we have seen the bodybuilding scene change and people fucking not come and go, just literally go. And the Arnold is one of the most prestigious shows of the year. If you have an opportunity to do it, and especially if you're a front runner and you don't do it, I think you're out of your fucking mind. Yeah. Because come 365 days from today, you might never be able to do an Arnold again.
I mean, think about look at Nick and Derek. Like they've already beaten Samson.
No, I mean, look, if I was Nick and I saw this lineup now and he's still in good shape, 100% I would be doing that.
Same with Derek.
I would be emailing these guys and be
Iain,
like, yo.
I look at you, Iain, you have right now, if you jumped in, you got like one fucking dragon to slay.
But you also got to think, if you're a top guy that is potential winner and a top 3, top 5 Olympian, I mean, like to talk business a little bit, you also have a little bit of leverage here for the Arnold. I'd be hitting up these guys and be like, hey, I'll come do the show, but I want some guarantees. Like if I show up, I want, minimum 10K. I want first class flights. I want a better hotel than the fucking host. Like, give me some shit that makes sure this is going to be beneficial for me, and I'll come do your show 100%.
Well, this is the other thing, and I don't know what the structure is, but just to put a little bit of blame on the show itself. And blame is the wrong word, but I don't know how the prize money is structured, but this goes to the same conversation we had with the Olympia. If you want 10 good guys to show up, make 10th place 10 grand.
Yes, 100%.
And then don't make first place 200 and the rest nothing, or whatever it is after 5th or whatever it is. Make first place 150 and give 10 grand to 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
They used to give everybody in the Olympia
75, 50, 25. Yeah.
I'm just saying, because think about it. If you're a guy like, let's say James took 15th. If James says, you know what, I think I could be 6th. Right now, I don't know what 6th place gets paid, right? But if you were guaranteed 10 grand, you'd be like, oh, I go there. I get a crack at maybe being 6th. Maybe I can be 3rd. Maybe I can be 2nd.
And 10 grand is still what you would winning any other pro show.
But if I don't take 2nd and I do take 6th, I still walk away with $10,000. Like this is. Is
there any other like professional sport where like you compete and like even if you lose, you normally make something, right?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if we can. No, you're not necessarily. Like, what do you win in golf if you don't win the whole tournament?
Oh my God, golf, you could be fucking 200th and make money, man.
No, not on contracts. I mean, like on the actual
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Tour, man, you could be like fucking 99th and you're making like 100 grand. Yeah.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of other individuals.
Even like sports. MMA, I beat your ass. I make a lot more money, but you still make money.
That's what I was insinuating when I'm saying get some guarantees. If you're a top guy and obviously the show needs some players in there, I would be like, hey, I want to do
and not for nothing. Like,
give me some guarantees. What are you offering?
And we talk about it too. Bodybuilders don't make a lot of money. Contracts are fucking, few and far between, especially with the influencers and social media shit. So if the promoters actually started taking some money or the IBB and put it towards the competitors, regardless of placing, maybe these guys would show up a little bit because there's a little more incentive there.
Well, like I said,
incentive to show up to make 2-3 grand is not. I mean, listen, and I know you guys don't want to hear it because I'm 212, but I mean, the 110 pound dumbbell is the same 110 pound dumbbell that I fucking use that you guys use, so it's no fucking different to me. So, like, dude, the most I made winning a pro show was $5 fucking grand. 5.
Yeah, but it's because you're half the size of the Open. They get 10, so you get 5. No, I just listen more
What
serious.
I'm saying is, we talk about the health risk and how fucking unhealthy the sport is, and how, you know, if we do it, it's by choice. But if you want us to compete more, and it's a known factor that it's an unhealthy sport, then open your fucking pockets a little, because your motherfuckers make a lot of money.
There has to be some return on
But I
investment.
don't. But
Like,
I don't.
exactly.
But none of that. Like honestly, none of that's the IFBB's job. I mean, I think we could.
I didn't. No. I didn't say it's
what I
the
think.
job or trying to attract athletes is two different things. I'm not
But
saying.
even if you're, but look, even if you're, because the first thing that happens when you say add more money is people go, where's it going to come from? I'm not saying add more money. I'm saying what the promoters think. What the promoters think is, if I add more to the top, I'll get the best guy. And I'm like, the best guy is still going to show up for 150.
No.
The
If
best
they-
guy will still show up for 150. You know what I mean? It's not like
If they
it's
think
changed.
that, and they haven't realized that that's not fucking true by now, then they need to have a fucking sit down
No,
conversation.
the guys are going to show up where they're going to show up, especially the top dogs. Like the money to them is really irrelevant to that point. They're going to show up whether they show up. It's everyone else, you know.
I think also, and this is actually goes even more so to the Olympia, because the Olympia has the prestige of being the Olympia. They don't have to give 400 grand and nothing to everybody else. They should give 300 grand and everybody else should get in the top 15 anyway.
Try to add
Well,
money
everybody
to
in the top 15 does get money.
You try to add money.
but what are they getting?
Money to the top.
So up to 10th is like, I think 10th place is 10 grand, the official money. And then 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, I'll get $5,000 or $4,000.
Okay, then I apologize. That's my fault for not knowing that. I don't know. Does the Arnold, before I keep speaking, does everybody get paid? Because to my knowledge, it's only up to the top 6, I think.
I don't know. I came second, so I know what I made, but
I placed 4th and I placed 6th.
well, we need someone who placed outside of the top 5 or 10. You know?
I've placed
6th once.
I've placed out of the top 6 at the Arnold a few times and I didn't get anything.
You didn't get anything. Yeah.
No. So I don't know if they've changed it since then. So I don't know if this is all a moot point, but even if they give them something, I feel like if it was 10K, I feel like more people, because look, you have 6 guys right now.
Mm-hmm.
There's 6 guys. That means 4 guys could walk in and just take the leave with 10 grand each.
I'll be honest.
Justin, do the Arnold.
Speaking for myself on this,
Ready in 7 weeks.
the purse, even if they made the purse like quadruple what it was, it wouldn't have really made a big difference to me. I kind of like had my like schedule set in my mind of what I want to do and like the time I want to have. And like I wanted to come back. I want to enjoy Christmas here in Canada with my family. We're going to Aspen in like a week, you know, like there's the things I want to do, you know?
Yeah.
Like outside of bodybuilding that I didn't really care about as much about the money. I want to like have life in that time because I've been competing all year. But I mean, like I said, if they put the Arnold in fucking April or March, or May, I'm there, you know?
Do you think the fact that Arnold expanded to like 4 or 5 Arnolds, do you think it ruined it, like lessened the prestige?
No.
Because I don't remember the Arnold not having
because
I remember the Arnold being just as big as the Olympia. Like everybody wanted to do it. And now for some reason, like you remember Jay did it every year almost.
Yeah.
There's like 3 or 4 years in a row where he did it. So like I don't remember now, like I don't remember
What's
a time.
the prize money at the Arnold, Ian?
400.
I think this year 200 is first place.
I thought at the Arnold 200, yeah. Sorry,
Yeah.
I thought you said the
You know
Olympia.
what's going to happen? I
And I
bet
think, like,
they're going to add
120.
money. They're going to add more prize money. Watch.
They
Watch.
don't, yeah, they don't.
They shifted it all this year. Like what I made
But
for
only.
Sorry.
I made 75 grand for second. I think that's now like third, you know?
Okay.
They're going to add more money to the top because they're going to try to attract, like you said, like a Nick or a Derek or a.
If 200 grand doesn't attract Nick's making too much money. I'm sorry, like that's a lot of fucking money to go into a show, to do a show and walk away with 200K. Like that's that's
Ian, if they added more money to the top,
What?
if they bumped all the monies up,
I mean,
like if they bumped the money for the first 5 places.
I mean,
huh?
it would need to be enough that if I was like, it would
Let me
have to
see
be
your
top 5.
contract,
Wait.
bro.
It would have to be top 5 money. It would have to be enough that it's like significant, you know?
What's enough? What's enough?
Like, and if I was coming 3rd or 4th, I need to be making at least 25 to 50 grand, you know?
well,
Like, I'm
third
not
is
showing up at a show to make $10,000. I literally don't care about that.
the third is 75 right now, you said.
3rd is 75 now, but I did it at a time when I did it because I came second. I did win 75, you know?
Yeah.
So, but like in lineup that's better. I'm saying, like, and if it was like, oh, there's a chance that could be like third, fourth, fifth, and I'm going to make $7,000, I'm not showing up for that. You know?
This year, no amount of dollars would have changed your mind.
That's what I said.
That's
Yeah.
the point.
Yeah.
No,
I just
but if that Olympia had gone better, if I'd ended up 7th at that Olympia, 100% you could have talked me into doing this Arnold. You know.
Yeah. Well, that doesn't make any sense because you probably could have
Because
been.
you could have
You're at
been
your best.
7th if there was
I
one. little
wasn't,
change.
but that's what I'm saying. I wasn't, and that's why I want to take the time to make sure that I am ready and recharged and ready to be at my best again. You
Why
know?
wouldn't?
Just
Why? Okay, fine.
mentally, mentally.
That's all.
Okay, let's leave Ian alone for a second. Why wouldn't someone like Charles Griffin? I think Charles Griffin was what, 16th or something, 15th?
No,
I'm
he's
not sure.
13.
Oh, he's 13th.
Yeah,
So why? So that's another one. Because
13 or 14. I think Patrick Johnson, then him.
I actually think Charles Griffin got overlooked a little bit. So like, why would you skip an opportunity to be seen?
He was peeled.
Yeah, he was nailed.
Yeah, it's disappointing.
You
I
never
don't.
know, like you don't know these guys' blood work, their health. Like there's some you don't just don't know either.
Yeah,
right?
but guy, it can't be all of them. You're talking about. I can think of like 10 guys right now that could probably do pretty well by showing up.
Mhm.
Like you can't say all of them are bad health.
Oh,
How many weeks is it?
Are you gonna do it, guy?
7?
You gonna do it?
7?
You could be 7th.
You could be 8.
I could be 8th.
Justin, it's time to make your pro debut. Get
I
in
know,
there.
I was just gonna say I could be 9th.
You could be.
Yeah.
Well,
How much
listen,
T3 you got?
I got a bunch of cleanse sitting around. I haven't used.
You're almost making me want to do it. You know.
Good.
Listen, do you
Because
think,
you're going to do it and win, and then we're going to be like, then you got to give us all 10%.
Ian,
do you think the next 8 weeks is enough time for you to actually step on stage and be
He's
confident?
still in shape, probably.
Let me see your
No,
butt.
I know. But listen, he didn't have
I'm like 5 pounds over stage weight right now.
Yeah.
Let me see your butt. Show your butt.
Mm-mm.
Ian, the only reason I'm not able to talk Ian into this right now is because he's going on vacation. If he wasn't going on vacation, I guarantee you I could talk him into it.
He doesn't even want to go on vacation.
Don't go on vacation. Do the Arnold.
I don't really.
What's,
No, I mean, look.
next week.
Yeah, we go on we go back to Florida next
do
Tuesday.
the Arnold, make the money, and take her on a bigger, better vacation.
Yes, that's what you should do.
So we go to Florida on the 17th, and then we're moving into our new house on the 20th, and then we fly to Aspen on the 21st.
Oh, you're
Oh,
not doing
wow.
a fucking Arnold. You got way too much shit going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should have hit us with that fucking before.
Yeah, before we wasted our time trying to talk him
10
into it.
minutes.
Well, listen, there is one good thing about this, I think. I don't think a lot of people got to meet like their favorite pro because everybody was doing the Olympia. So this year, I think a lot of guys are going to be standing at booths and like going to be around to like meet people.
Yeah.
Like Flex Lewis is going to be there, and like, you know, Chris is going to be there. He's not competing, and like,
Yeah.
so I don't know. Ian, are you going to is Ron Revive have a booth? Are you going to be there?
They're not, but I'll be there. Yeah. I think I'll be there with Jim Reapers, I think.
Okay, so everybody's going to be at a booth somewhere. So I think that's the one good thing is if you're not going to get to see your favorite guy compete, but at least you get to go meet. Like Andrew Jack will probably be with BSN, and like, you know, all these guys will be standing around for everybody to meet. So I think that's a really good thing. Guy, you're going, right? You're going to be the Hostile booth.
Yes, sir. I'm like the adopted son.
You're the adopted athlete.
Yeah. Blackstone Labs owners on vacation.
All right, so we don't have a lot of picks to make, but I just want to ask you guys one thing: is who thinks Sean Clarita could beat Samson?
No.
Oh.
I don't think he can
Well,
beat.
I love Sean. I do, but Samson's a mon.
Assuming Samson's in the same shape as the Olympia.
See, but you can also say, well, Sean also beat Derek, but Derek is
No, but Derek. Sean,
I know.
Well, Sean didn't beat Derek the last year.
Yeah.
He beat Sean. He beat Derek with his previous coach, not with Hani.
My fault. Why does my computer sound like there's a fan on?
There's a fan on in my room. Is that what you're hearing?
it?
I can't hear it.
Is that what I hear?
One sec. Let me see. I'll mute my thing and you.
No.
All right. It's not my fan then.
Justin, mute your phone.
Sean, Justin, do you think
Oh, still hear it.
Justin, do you think Sean can beat Samson?
I don't personally think he could, but I'm also hesitant to even say that because
Well, wait a minute. We should say he could, but do we
He
think
could.
he will? Do you think he will?
I don't know. I don't think he will.
I think he'll be the
That-
hardest. I think he'll be the hardest in the show.
Yeah, I think so.
That's possible.
I think he'll be the gnarliest.
Do I think he'll be the best bodybuilder in the show? Yes. But do I think like most complete in terms of his package and peak? Yes. But do I think that's enough when you're 120 pounds potentially lighter than Samson?
Yeah, because Samson
We're
will be
literally talking about 170 to 290, you know?
Yeah. I don't want to say
that's a full like figure girl on top of them, you know?
I don't want to say he can't beat Samson, but I think it's highly unlikely if Samson's in good shape.
Well, I mean, look.
If anything, I would say Bonac is his best competition.
Yeah, but look, do you realistically think that Sean Clarita could have been sixth at this Olympia beating Ramy?
I don't know, man. You know, people say some wild shit. I've been reading some comments, and you know, I pay attention to what people say, and I look at his physique.
Look, I'm a huge Sean fan.
The only negative to Sean's physique is he's got a narrow chest, right? But he makes up for it with massive shoulders.
Yeah, but massive shoulders on his frame. It's different when you're staying next to guys that are double your.
No, I'm just saying it doesn't like he's got narrow clavicles, but because his shoulders are so wide, he still looks complete.
Like the Phil Heathish.
Yeah, the Phil Heathish thing. I don't know. No, I don't think he would.
I'm more excited.
I don't think he would be.
I think him and Bonac will be a good comparison because I think Bonac's a little bigger, but not a little. He is bigger, but I think Sean is better. So it's like that will be. You know,
I'm excited to see Bonac and Samson because I think Bonac's going to make whatever changes he needs to make from the Olympia.
Bonac's always better at the Arnold.
Yeah, I think he'll be. I think he'll be slimmed down, and he won't try and be as big.
Yeah,
Bonac?
Yeah,
I thought he looked slimmed down.
I thought he looked overly full. That's why I thought his stomach looked a little bit. His stomach.
I thought he looked downsized to me.
Well, he's downsized from 2015, but yeah, I mean, he's.
To me, it looked like his stomach was distended from trying to fill up too much.
His stomach got washed out.
And then he
I'm
didn't
just
really.
talking about overall his frame, just like he was like just downsized a little bit.
Well, I think his best muscularity and fullness is probably 19, but I'm judging from like the last Arnold he did. So who else is doing it? Those three, and then who else do we got?
Justin
Rodriguez?
I don't know who's in it.
You're asking Justin. Where's the list?
Oh no, Justin Rodriguez is doing it, isn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Is
Brandon Curry doing it?
No,
he's not.
I mean, we would obviously be talking about him in a front runner spot if he was.
Yeah, why wouldn't he do it?
I think Brandon Curry spent 9 months in Kuwait, and I think he just needs to be with his family.
Yeah,
I think it's different when you have to travel to prep.
You don't have to travel to prep.
Well, I mean, that's what his strategy is, right? He travels and then he preps and then he shows up. So I think after being gone for most of the year last year, he's decided to like take it easy.
Yeah.
All right.
Here's the lineup.
Who's the lineup?
Samson, Clarita, Akeem, Justin, Kamal. Jesus, that's not anybody, eh?
Akeem, Justin, Kamal. So who's last in that lineup?
Kamal.
You think?
Well, Akeem already beat Kamal.
Akeem beat Kamal, and Akeem was in not very good condition at that show.
And that was a pretty good Kamal at that show.
And that was a good Kamal. So,
and I have a feeling Justin's going to come in sharp for it because he didn't do well at the Olympia.
Yeah, but also,
I think staying on diet longer will be better. I think going from the Olympia to the Arnold will be good for a physique like Akeem.
So are we saying it's Samson, Bonac, Clarita, Akeem,
Justin,
Kamal. Yeah, that's what I got.
Yeah, and then
Blessing's out.
I know Blessing and Charles are the out. So
yeah, they're out. Yeah.
Did they give a reason as to why they were out or no?
Both were just kind of tired. Was the reason they wanted to regroup.
Yeah, not really the best reason to give.
I mean, I understand the reason.
I understand but you should have thought about that before fucking saying I'm in.
Blessing didn't quite look like himself up there.
But that's even more reason for Blessing, don't you think? Because he has all that extra time to keep going and get in shape.
Yeah, I don't even think it was just conditioning. I think he was downsizing.
Who I think should have been doing this Arnold is Sergio Oliva Jr.
Mm-hmm.
He's been over being quiet for the last year, hasn't been competing, looks like he's big. This is a show that's wide open with a big person. What the fuck are you? Get in there, homie. Either way, he's going to win that Best Poser award because he won it the last time, which is $10,000 guaranteed. plus a small lineup, he's going to make money. I mean, he's going to walk out of there with 20, 30 grand easy. I mean, at minimum.
I messaged Sergio the other day to do a podcast that I didn't even. I've been wondering when he's going to get back because I think I'm expecting something wild from him when he gets back.
Yeah, I mean, I think this would be a good one to hop in there, and I think he could do damage at that.
In fact, I thought he parked it in Dubai. I thought that's where he's like living.
It doesn't look like he's been chilling. He looks fucking big.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about this past Olympia, and I'm like, I wonder where Sergio would have been. I think he could have been in the top 10.
Sergio, a big boy.
Hard to say.
I think Sergio could have beat Raf.
It's hard to say because Sergio from the back and his conditioning is sometimes like inconsistent, but I think a very good Sergio, if he's improved, could absolutely, yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm thinking like with the added size he's put on and if he was in shape.
Yeah.
I've always liked it.
Was impressive.
You know what's funny about he was impressive. I'm sorry, I keep I don't mean to.
No, I didn't say you bash him. I'm just saying Rafa was structurally was very like beautiful to look at. Like just
the only problem with Rafa and why I keep using that as the measuring stick is I felt like he was a little thin, even though his physique is beautiful.
Just like front to back.
He's a little taller, and he just needs to really fill out that frame a little bit more.
You know,
he's very thick right here.
Through the chest, he's very thick. But when you go like this, you turn him sideways. You're like, wait a minute, this needs.
Well, you actually notice he's actually like this a little more because he's very up here, thick.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't match from the back, right?
Exactly.
You don't get that like turtle shell.
But if he balances that out,
Guy, what happened to you this week? Anything good? Get married yet? You get engaged?
Are you crazy?
Are you still with Starbucks?
Maybe not.
You're barista. Just call her a barista. That's more classy.
But would that be a bad thing to call somebody in bed?
A barista? No, I could. It depends how you say it.
You
can call a girl anything you want in bed. You just have to depends how you say it.
Why would you want to say dirty little barista?
What do you mean? Wait, Guy, what can't you say?
That's like 3 syllables, man. That's way too much to be dropping in bed.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. What can't you say?
Oh no, I'll text you.
Well, obviously nothing like what was that movie? Was it Will Ferrell? He's being like a pedophile. I can't remember what fucking movie it was. Fuck. No, but you can seriously. What if you have a girl and you're in bed with her, and you, especially if she's your girlfriend.
Oh yeah.
And you say something during sex and it offends her. It's kind of a red flag.
Yeah, true.
Right?
Have you ever offended somebody? Like I've never. Because you imagine somebody stop me.
Yeah.
What'd you just say?
I can't say.
Yes, you have. Oh yes.
I forgot.
What did you say?
My wife may watch this. Just
called her like a fucking dirty little slut one time, and she's like, "What the fuck?
No. No. I never. No.
Wait, Ian, what did you say?
No, that's normal shit. No, everybody calls their wife a dirty slut sometimes.
Yeah, but I don't know whose wives are accepting of that and not. You know.
Yeah, you say it when you got a handful of their hair and you spit in their face, call them slut,
and then punch them square in the nose
while you're spitting in their mouth. You know.
Yep. What's the worst thing you ever said to a girl, Guy?
I said some shit, bro.
Really?
Have I said anything to whack? Not really.
Yeah.
Melissa,
I had girls that would, and I'm not talking like I've had.
Well, you told me you've had girls that wanted you to like beat them pretty much.
Like smack them across the face, like.
Yeah. Melissa, has he ever said anything that made you stop and go, "Hey, what the fuck"?
Have I?
Definitely. Look at Ian's face. He's so guilty. Look at that guilty face. Look at that guilty hair look.
She's thinking of something.
Yeah, she knows for sure. Because if you did,
Listen, shout it out.
If you
what was it? Plow me with that dildo.
Don't.
When I said you called me a whore, you were like, I didn't say that.
What was it? You called her a whore?
I called her a whore.
He called me a whore.
What's wrong with that?
Okay, that's fun.
He doesn't ever say things like that. Like he's actually like
Very respectful.
Yeah, but was it a turn on though? Because it was new.
I was shocked. I was just like, you just called me a whore. And he was like,
Freudian slip.
It was one of those things that Ian's like, I'm gonna try it out, see what happens. And it didn't go over well.
It didn't go. Did it all. You whore.
You whore. What?
Whore?
Me? No.
Whore?
No.
He said it. He said it like kind of like let it slip out.
You whore.
What the fuck? Sorry, Melissa. I had to ask.
He's not sorry, so it's fucking bullshit.
I'm not really sorry, but I just
Fuck you, no.
She doesn't care.
okay. RBP Awards. It's a little late. We're like 10 days into January, but I thought I'd still want to do them. Just
I got a story for you.
okay. hit me.
The other day when I was in Saskatoon doing that event, I'm sitting at lunch. We're like waiting for food. I'm just looking on my Instagram, and some guy that, like, you know, one of these random kind of followers who messaged me questions about training and gear and all these things a few times, kind of thing.
Yeah.
At first I thought it was a joke, like a spam, like someone was hacked him or something, but I was like, I'll kind of go with this. He messages me. He's like, hey man, I know this is random because we don't really know each other, but could you lend me $30?
What?
Yeah. And I'm like, $30? I'm like, man, you can at least ask for like 300 or 3,000. What the fuck do you want $30 for?
Yeah.
He's like, I just need to buy food. Like, I went too hard at New Year's and spent all my money.
What the
And
fuck?
I don't get paid till Friday, so I need $30. Well, but he was like, oh, sorry, I'm British, so it's 30 British pounds. It'd be like $50 American for you.
Wait a minute. This guy's at the event? Or
no,
he
he
messaged you?
messaged me this on Instagram.
Okay.
A DM.
They sent me a DM that I was like reading when I was there at the event. So I was like, so I just fucking I PayPal them fucking 50.
Did it?
bucks,
No, you
30 bucks.
did.
Yeah, I did.
Well, now
I was
everyone's
like,
gonna.
He probably
I was
does
like, I'm just gonna do this so I have a story. So I can tell the story on the podcast.
You're gonna have a lot more stories because now you're gonna have a lot of people asking for
Yeah.
$50 fucking dollars, buddy.
That's okay. I could just say no to all of them. But I mean,
80,000 people are like, message.
so by
fucking
the way,
Iain.
if this guy's listening, he said he'd pay me back Friday, so you better pay me back Friday. I'm breaking your fucking kneecaps.
Do you have his name? Let's.
Of course, he messaged me on Instagram.
All right, we're gonna out you next week if you don't pay
Yeah.
Ian back.
Huh.
That's why did you do it? What was the
Because I
thought
thought it was
process?
hilarious. Because it was so little money that if he never pays me, I don't care. But if he does, and it's a good story to tell.
Good story.
You know?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
get
it's
it.
funny. I might have done it.
I was literally sitting there with like the Supplement World guys. We were laughing about it, and then I'm like, "Should I send this guy money?" They're like, "Yeah, we fucking tell it on the podcast." I'm like, "All right."
I gotta. You know what? I don't wonder if I would never have the balls to do that.
Mm-mm.
Well, I
Like,
was
who
just
this guy is, I'm sure
I was
he's-
like, "Is there any way that
He
this
was
guy
still
can
drunk or
scam me?"
high when he messaged Ian?
No,
No,
it was like 2:00 in the afternoon.
the dude's definitely.
He went hard on New Year's. He could have still been drunk.
Well, no, this was like on the fucking 7th, 8th. You know.
Yeah. That's great.
So,
Guy, would
and
you
I
ever?
was like, is there any way this guy can scam me or whatever? Like, no, I'm just sending him money on PayPal, so it's pretty safe, you know?
Yeah.
I was just like, fuck it, I'm sending this guy money. This will be hilarious, you know?
Guy, would you ever send somebody $30?
Yeah.
It ended up being $52 American.
Can we edit this podcast now?
Why?
Because no, I wouldn't. No. Don't fucking DM me. I don't want to hear shit. I've lent a lot more money than $30.
Yeah, but not to random strangers.
But that's why it was funny, because it was also so funny because
I
it's such a trivial
Just
amount.
Out of the blue, $30.
And like 30, like, what are you going to buy one meal with that? Like, what are you buying with $30?
Yeah.
He's
Got a
asking
pack
me
of
this.
steaks and a 12 pack.
Yeah, he's asking me this on a Saturday, and he's saying he gets paid on Friday. I'm like, you're gonna be able to eat for fucking 6 days on $30.
$30.
Dollar menu McDonald's, bruh.
But I mean, maybe he's smart. Yeah, like, can ask fucking 20 people for $30. You know?
I'm sure you weren't the only one.
Yeah,
I should check my message request, see if I got something.
yeah,
Imagine we all check our DMs and he's messaging each
Keep
one.
It's the
messaging
same. It's the
everyone.
same guy. He's got everybody on the podcast.
yeah.
Interesting. Okay. RBP. I want to do these awards. I'm not sending anything this year because like 3 people didn't take them last year. So we're just doing like a virtual
What do you
award.
mean they didn't take them?
Like I reached out to Rafa and I'm like, hey, I need your address. Never
I wanna see
responded.
the fucking sword. Yeah.
I'm going to send you a trophy. And he never responded. So I'm like, so I got like 3 of those. Huh?
The badass trophy.
Yeah, I know it was.
All right,
So I
we'll change the one to best friend award. I'll give you my address. I'll take that.
just change the label. Send it to you. All right. I have some listed here. I got the most popular, I think it is, or biggest fan favorite.
Fan favorite. And are we doing in all divisions or just the men's open?
Just men's open. And I was going to do a winner, but I think we should do like finalists and then get people to vote.
Yeah. Can you do them on like on YouTube polls?
Yeah, I can actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can in my community chat.
Up to
Do
4.
them on YouTube and do them on Instagram. You can combine the two.
Yeah, I think that's possible. We'll have to do them. I can't do them all at once, but we can break them down on
Yeah.
YouTube. Yeah, okay. So fan favorite, I got Nick. Yeah, let's do Yeah, let's do like three people that could win.
Sure. Okay. Well, yeah, Nick's definitely got to be obviously top of the list for fan favorite. I mean, he literally won fan choice award at the Olympia. So
I
So-
think Samson could be up there.
I think
Nick.
Samson right now is pretty popular. You could throw Samson on the list for sure.
Now, there's only one caveat though. Like Hadi and Rami are fucking massively popular overseas.
in their country.
How do we measure that? And do we even bother?
It's not really quantifiable, is it?
Not for us.
Not for us. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't win shows and come fucking to the airports and people are like, hey,
That's what I'm saying, dude. You
Statues
see the people waiting? Like that's gotta be.
crazy.
yeah.
How does that guy not win fan favorite? Like Hadi had like a fucking army of people driving him down the highway.
It's insane.
But Nick won the fan favorite this year.
Yeah.
At the Olympia.
I listen, I'm not
Hadi
changing,
and Rami were both in the Olympia.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying if we're gonna pick three people, we can't really leave Hadi out considering how many people were waiting for him at the airport.
Yeah.
Sure.
Right.
Well, I'll say this too. When Derek walked on stage, that was probably the loudest I heard the whole crowd.
But was that because his physique looked so amazing, or was that because he's a fan favorite?
I
I
think
think
that's anticipation that he
People were
lived up.
anticipating, yeah.
Because honestly, I heard the same thing, but I took it more as
No,
Holy
I
shit.
don't think Derek
The thing-
is the most popular. I think he was
Yeah.
highly anticipated and lived
Yeah.
up to the hype.
because I think with the thing you noticed with Nick, when Nick walked out, people cheered before he even hit a pose.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
When
Yeah,
when Derek walked out, once he started posing,
It
people
was
were
like, wait.
Yeah.
Okay, he's good.
yeah. So for him, I think it was more physique than popularity. But
Sure.
who would be three? Who would be the third person? Would it be Rami? Would it be Samson? Would it be Andrew?
So wait,
Andrew's-
who do we have as two?
Who do we have as two?
Nick and Hadi.
Oh, Nick and Hadi.
I would say Samson. That was me. Well, like,
But you got to remember something. Wait a minute. This is for all of 2022. So that's why I said Andrew, because Andrew's been talked about more than anybody this whole year.
yeah.
oh, okay. So we're not talking just the okay.
We're not talking just the Olympia. We're
Okay,
talking about
okay,
all,
okay.
all year.
Fuck, that's tough.
Yeah.
As an outsider, like looking in, who would you think are the fan favorites in men's open? Pick three if you had to. Like you're thinking the three most popular guys.
Not just for the Olympia, Melissa, but like all year long. I think Andrew
Was a good one.
Samson's always been people's favorite, but he didn't explode until the Olympia.
Yeah, she agrees with Andrea.
Guy, would you say Andrew too?
Yeah. Yeah.
Justin?
Yeah, I agree with that.
There's no way you can't argue that. That guy was talked about on how many.
Well, you know what? We can have four and just have Samson.
Well, see, this is the thing. Like now, I think we're getting into the world of we're conflating a bit between hype and interest and popularity. So, like, what are we really gauging here?
Yeah.
I think
What's the actual question?
But you got to remember,
Fan favorite.
Andrew was such a fan favorite that anybody who said anything wrong
That's true.
got fucking killed.
Yeah.
It's
So
But in the grand scheme of things, do you think anybody is more deserving than Nick in the fan favorite?
No.
no, but I'm saying we got to put together like a few people to put
Yeah.
forward, right? So we're gonna put Nick, and Nick's probably gonna win, but we should have two or three other guys just in case.
Yeah.
So
Andrew.
Andrew, we'll put Samson in just for the hell of it and see if how many votes he gets. Most improved,
Derek.
Nick,
Samson.
Well,
like
actually, you can't really say Derek in his first year as an open, so he really didn't improve yet.
Yeah, I think Samson's probably top of the list there for sure. Nick was definitely improved.
Nick definitely.
I don't think. I think Nick improved, but when you talk about Samson improvement from Arnold to Olympia,
Well, I mean, you talk about a guy who was like losing to, Raphael and Regan and stuff a year ago, and then now just came sixth at the Olympia.
well, I don't even mean placing. I just think if you look at the
But I
human,
mean,
that human from the Arnold to the Olympia is a totally different person.
Proof is in the pudding.
Yeah.
If you're coming 12th at the Arnold or sixth at the Arnold and then or fourth at the Arnold, then coming sixth at the Olympia, that's a big jump.
I think we should put Derek in there, man.
I think Samson and Derek should both be in there.
I think
yeah, I can agree with Derek for sure.
Samson, Derek, and Nick.
Yeah,
I
Samson,
said Derek. The
Nick.
reason why I said not Derek is because would you consider it an improvement when it's his first outing? That was only my argument. That was all.
I mean, it's
Well-
not his first time on the Olympia stage.
well, the thing.
No, it's his first time on an open stage, though. So we're talking about open improvements.
But one second, I'm not talking about improvement only in terms of placing. I'm talking about improvement in terms of physique.
oh,
so
okay.
he's-
Then
yeah,
then Derek,
yeah,
100%
yeah.
without a doubt.
But I do agree with Guy in a sense there, because with Derek, it's also the first time he hasn't been restricted to 212.
He
So is
might
that
have
an
looked very
improvement?
similar to that last
Is
year.
that an improvement in physique, or is that just no weight cap restrictions? You know?
All that means is that he won't be that'll be like a one-time deal because he's not going to make.
I think Derek, the question with Derek for most improved, and I don't disagree they should be on the list, will be for 2023. Now that he's a year and he's dedicated to the men's open, this will be the true testament of the improvements he can put on, you know?
Yes.
Well, okay, I agree with all that. I just think that 212 is still bodybuilding, and the change in Derek from last year to this year is massive. So
yeah,
I'm going to throw him in there anyway, and people can make their decision.
Yeah, Samson is still the clear favorite in my mind there.
Samson, Derek, you guys want to put Nick? Because I don't know if his physique dramatically change from last year.
I think he improved pretty significantly.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I think he recomped it a lot and changed.
Anybody know how much stage weight he actually put on?
I think it was like 7 or 8 pounds, right?
Yeah, I thought it was close to 10 pounds. What I heard.
I mean, I also think not just talking about physique. I also think Nick did a real fucking a real routine at the Olympia. You know,
that's really true. Yeah,
that's an improvement too. I mean, this is a guy that learned how to pose and presented a real routine at the Olympia. You know,
yeah.
I guess now we're talking about all improvements. When I originally thought of the category, I thought of physique improvement, but we can add all those things.
And I knew that. I was just saying, if you're going to all encompassing, you know.
Okay, let's try and get out of the top 5. Is there anybody else that made a significant change where we're like, holy fuck? Is there anybody? Because, you know, we got to think of other guys too. We can't just think of like the top 5 guys all the time.
I mean,
we're talking 212 open altogether.
No, just open, not 212.
Yeah, I think you can throw Charles Griffin in that mix for sure.
Yeah,
the improvement in muscle and posing and everything made a dramatic change.
If you look at like the difference, what he looked like at the 2018 Olympia when he last did the Olympia to this Olympia, it literally looks like.
Wait, hold on. What about Rafa?
Rafa made an improvement too.
I think I would put Charles ahead of Raphael.
I got room for one more guy.
I don't know. Wait, hold on. I mean, but look at the place of Rafa versus Charles at the Olympia too, Ian.
Yeah, but Raphael had never done Olympia before, so it's hard to say, you know.
Because James made improvements in physique, but not in placing. So there's that too. So I don't know if we can count that.
Who do you have right now?
I have Samson, Derek, Nick. I was going to add one more. We can just leave it at 3.
I think Charles is the next one.
Justin, you agree with that?
I agree with that. Whatever Ian says. No, I do agree. Yeah.
Okay. Best ambassador. Here we go. We're going to battle this one out.
I kind of feel like at this point.
Wait, can I? I'm just going to say this because last time we did this, we had trouble quantifying what was the ambassador.
Mm-hmm.
You want to clarify it first?
Since it's the RBP Awards, I'm just going to clarify it my way, and then you guys can tell me if you guys think it's too far off. I think the way I quantified it on the last podcast was I said the guy you want to put on the cereal box to represent bodybuilding. Who is that guy?
Gary Cutler or Chris Bumstead.
Chris is classic though. I would obviously before anybody says anything, Chris would be the obvious choice if it was like the fitness industry.
I mean, Chris would be winning every single award we've listed so far if we're gonna fucking use everybody, you know.
Yeah. I don't know about most improved.
I mean, he was pretty improved this year. I mean,
he was. Wait a minute, he was improved, but he wasn't improved.
Improved.
Samson changed his entire physique.
That's true. Yeah.
Chris was a little more full and definitely a little bit better conditioned, but it wasn't like.
No, it wasn't like a massive change in the actual physique. It was just a better peak.
Yeah, it wasn't like a different person.
No, it was a better peak. Yeah,
he was amazing, but he was amazing last year.
Yes.
So it's like,
so okay, yeah. I mean, I feel like Derek's kind of like
all-American,
God-loving golden boy. You know?
Yeah. I feel like Derek's the guy too.
People got offended that I mocked Derek in our last podcast.
Why would you say?
Because you said something, Ian, and I said, the Lord provides, brother.
No, people didn't get offended. It was like 2 comments.
Yeah, I know, but still, like, come on, man. I was just the guy obviously.
Yeah, dude, shut the fuck up, guys.
Loves the Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
It's 2 comments. Ignore them. Okay, Derek, we'll put Nick in there.
Nick for sure.
Just because people love him, but I don't know if we could put him on a cereal box. He's the ass-eating mutant.
He's a little scary looking for that.
Who would be another cereal box? I would say Brandon, but he's a little too quiet.
He's too quiet. Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas Derek, I think, still does a lot of YouTube and does a lot of stuff. So who's another clean cut? Is it kind of
Jay?
Does Jay still count if he's retired?
Oh,
we-
we're
can
talking
we act-
active body. We're talking active bodybuilders.
Yeah, we're kind of talking people are still Regan. I think Regan's a good one.
Regan's a little low key these days with the bodybuilding.
Yeah.
You know,
You don't
I think-
bodybuild enough.
But I think, little kids are like Regan's like the Chris of open. Good looking guy, clean physique. He's funny. He's not ever controversial. He's kind of like, he's kind of got that whole thing going on. If he starts placing, he could be that guy.
sure. Yeah.
What do you guys, Justin? What do you think? Regan? No?
You can't disagree with that. Yeah.
Guy?
Yeah, sure. I agree.
I just don't know if he would win it this year because he didn't compete.
Well, I think
It's hard,
Derek.
it's hard to win a bodybuilding award when you're not active.
Did he compete at all in 22, or is his placing for his qualification was from last year, right?
Regan?
Yeah.
He didn't compete all this year? Or
No,
last year?
I think his qualification for the Olympia was from 21.
It was from 2021. Yeah, it was from last year.
Yeah.
Or 2 years ago. Whatever.
I'm going to put him on here anyway, just because I know a lot of people love Regan. And I guess we'll just go with 3 guys because we can't think of a 4th.
You could put Brandon in there.
Brandon Curry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'll put Brandon in there. I think he's family man.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Best overall season. This one's tricky. I got a few comments on this in the last podcast, and I actually kind of made me open my eyes a bit. Well, because I thought Samson, right? Because he went from 4th at the Arnold to
What about Andrew?
Yeah, Andrew had 2 pro wins and a top 10 finish. It's pretty good.
In his rookie year, I think Andrew's got to be in that conversation
Yeah.
for sure.
Andrew,
Mhm.
Samson, and
Derek.
Derek.
Yeah, but
Even
see-
though Derek only did one show, I think that Pittsburgh
Second at the
guest
Olympia.
closing,
Yeah.
and then when you talk about him, his open debut coming second in the fucking Olympia, I mean, that's pretty hard to top,
the one that caught me though was Sean.
Clarita?
Florida?
The only problem is he won the 212, but he also won an open show. So it's like, can we?
No, he won an open show in 2021.
21.
Oh, that's right. That's right. So Sean's not in that then. Okay, who else? Who's a third? 4th person that had a great season? We say Blessing won New York. Who else won some shows this year? Iain, what'd you win this year? You won Vancouver. James didn't compete this year. Oh yeah, he did. He did France, or he won France or whatever.
Mm-hmm. And you did the Arnold.
Or no, what about Patrick Johnson? What? No, he only won one show.
We have Nick on there. He went to Arnold.
Nick
was
did,
last year's Arnold.
that was last year. It was
Oh,
21.
yeah. Shit, yeah.
I mean, I feel like Andrew's kind of like the standout in that,
Let's just leave it.
Yeah, that's what I had.
Let's leave it to those 3.
Leave it there.
Unless we think of another one. Breakout star. Andrew again.
Andrew, yeah. I mean, Samson, that was a pretty breakout moment.
Yeah, Andrew.
Derek, too.
Andrew, Samson, Derek. Yeah.
Yep.
Andrew Samson.
I think that was kind of a breakout as well for Brandau at that Olympia, I would say. But I don't think it's like really in that same conversation as those other guys.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Leave it at those 3.
Yep. Breakout star, best overall season. We did that. Most potential.
Samson is
I'm still gonna say Quint.
Quentin, yeah.
yeah.
Quint
Quentin.
to me is a combination of Samson and Andrew.
I agree.
I'm really excited to see what he does this year with
Yeah.
Matt. Actually, I don't know if him and Matt are competing if he's planning on competing this year.
If
I think
Matt
if they are, it's later in the year. Yeah.
Yeah.
if Matt can help Samson develop, or not Samson, Quint develop that back,
Mhm.
he is the best of Andrew and
Well,
That's
and he can get in good condition.
that's what I mean. So
Yeah.
you all of a sudden now have,
Shape, the height, the muscularity, like the condition,
and I think for Quint, the interesting thing is if he's watching the Olympia and he sees Samson take 6th, then he's like, fuck, my physique is similar to that. That's
Yeah.
got to be like very exciting for him.
Yeah.
bring that back up and just that overall like density and thickness. He'll be
Like
very-
imagine Quint Samson, and Andrew all in shape.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's a problem for everybody.
I'd hate to be a judge.
Yeah. Who wins that? Imagine they're all 100%. I think at this point in time, I think I still have Samson.
I think Samson's the biggest and most complete.
But
Yeah.
I think Quint has the most potential because of his overall structure. Because he's a little bit taller than Samson.
I
He's a little bit wider.
Well, he's also 10 to 15 years younger than those guys.
That's right. No,
He's
well,
like
no.
in his like mid to late 20s. Those guys are like both almost 40.
How old is Quint? 26? 20,
Yeah.
26? Yeah.
Like
Samson's 30. Samson's 36. How old's
36.
Yeah, and what's Andrew? 38.
So yeah, I mean, you're talking
Yeah.
10 to 12 years difference, you know?
Okay, so we'll say
A long
Quint.
time, man.
So I'll put Quint in the potential, and then you got to put Derek because what's he? 28, and he's second at the Olympia.
100%. Yeah.
Derek. Then you got to put. Oh wait, I got to write this down so I don't forget. Remind me to talk about being maxed out.
What?
Remind me to have a conversation about being maxed out, like your physique being maxed out.
Okay.
I want to talk about it because I keep seeing it go around. I think we need to educate people. Okay. Most potential: Quint, Derek, Andrew.
I definitely
You have to say Andrew, right?
Andrew and Samson should be
Andrew and Samson. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
There's 4. Yeah.
That's the 4. Okay. Derek, actually, you know what? I might even take what I said back. Would it be wrong to say that Derek has more potential than Quint? Because I could see Derek having a Phil Heath type dynasty if he can get a couple things right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I could also see Quint having that, to be honest, if he really gets things
But
down.
I know, but I'm saying like actually all of them. I mean, Andrew, the only reason I would say Andrew and Samson no is because they're older.
Yeah.
But Quint and Derek are both in their mid 20s.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I also think I don't want people to shit on me for this. I also think when guys like that, I don't think you're going to win the Olympia being in that kind of condition. I think the condition needs to be improved. And I think Derek and Quinton to this point have proved they can get in condition. You know,
Quinton hasn't proved he can peak the way Derek has.
no, but
Yeah.
he can prove he can get the body fat down.
He can get the body fat down. Yeah. And I think
yeah,
we'll see what he does with Matt. It's going to be exciting.
Yes. Yeah.
Matt seems to have a great formula for peaking people. And
yeah.
it's going to be exciting to see what Quint looks like this year. Biggest upset. So we had a little bit of a disagreement on this. I think biggest upset is a positive thing. So like I would say the biggest upset.
It depends how you look. It depends.
I was going to say,
Yeah,
Sean,
you could say Ramy coming 5th is the biggest upset.
that's what I'm saying, but that's a negative
Or you
thing,
could
right?
or you could say the biggest upset was Iain missing.
But those are negative things. So I think the
That's what
biggest
I'm saying.
upset,
Like you can look at it both ways because really,
but in our terms, I would say, I guess you could look at it both ways and say which one's the worst. But I think biggest upset should be like a positive thing. So I was going to say Clarita winning, but that you guys just reminded me that was in 21, so it wouldn't be.
Yeah.
Like
An
if
upset is when like the underdog wins.
yeah, so like I would like it would have been like Kamal winning over Akeem would have been a great one.
yeah.
But when me and Ben were talking about it, Ben was saying that Kamal would have been the biggest upset because people wanted him to win and he didn't. But I think
Don't mistake like upset with letdown.
that could be most controversial. I don't know, but I don't know what the biggest upset would be.
How we viewing this upset?
I would just say it's placing.
There's a piggy.
What do you mean?
Like someone who placed better than was expected
Yeah, here, we'll get one.
Samson.
and beat somebody they maybe shouldn't have.
No, you mean that they should have.
I don't know. How would you guys define biggest? Look at you guys, got the same fucking dog. You're so trendy.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what's funny, Iain? I thought you said you hate gray. Your fucking
What?
dog is gray.
What did I ever say? I hate gray.
This is why I know you troll me all the time because you're not actually mean what you fucking say.
Oh, like shoes, sure.
Why do you hate gray shoes?
Well, gray Metcons, because that's like a fucking like Walmart dad shoe, bro.
It's not.
You got my friend eyes.
Fuck you guys. Why did you guys get the same dog? It's so
What do you mean?
trendy.
They're just the same breed.
It's the same breed.
They look the same, dude. They're not even like the same.
Justin, you look fucking huge.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Justin's gonna go to the fucking moon, dude. He's gonna shoot past everybody. People are gonna be shocked when
Yeah, this one. There you go.
people are gonna be shocked when they see my boy on stage.
There's the other one.
If you can ever get over 220.
I'm on my way.
You have two dogs that are exactly the same?
We'll say breed.
No, but they're both gray with white chests. It's the same dog.
No, she's not gray at all.
Okay. What are you talking about? They look identical.
In this lighting, they look identical, but isn't one like a brown brindle and the other one's a
He's brindle brown and like way flatter face, and Doug is a male.
It's like when you have kids and they look the same, and people and the mother and
That's
father
gray
are like,
and white with a lot less smushed face, you know?
yeah, I can see the differences. Yeah.
He doesn't have that underbite that your female.
Do you ever worry about the smush face health issues?
I mean, yeah, she's been good. I mean, her breathing's not too bad. His is fine. Like,
Because that was one of the reasons I didn't
I
get.
can see, like, looking at his sinuses, like he has.
That was one of the reasons I never got a bulldog or anything like that, because I was worried about the health issues that they have because of their smush face.
yeah, but it's worth it.
My in-laws were over.
Such awesome dogs.
My in-laws were over last week for Christmas because they came over late for Christmas because they couldn't make it at Christmas, and they brought both their bulldogs. Dude, the fucking male can barely breathe.
English bulldogs?
Yeah. He's running
Her breathing
around.
sucks.
Dude, he's running around. He's like, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, this fucking dog. I felt so horrible for the fucking dog. I'm like, okay, biggest upset. Do we have anything? Do we skip it for now?
Wait, how are we viewing this still?
I don't know.
Yeah, and how are you gonna give some? I don't know.
Then I got this fucker.
Oh,
Is that your dog too?
Yeah.
What kind of dog is that?
A Cocker Spaniel Poodle mix.
that's actually your dog.
Yeah. She's
Okay.
our oldest dog.
Look how disappointed Justin is.
It's the no.
He doesn't want to say it.
That much.
He doesn't want to say it, but he's disappointed.
She's the oldest dog, yeah.
No, she's cute.
You're such a liar. Look at your face.
I was just gonna say he just has his Frenchies posted all over his Instagram, and then
He's not very proud of that one. He's just supposed to other ones.
What is this, like the backup quarterback?
Well, it's 'cause she's not quite as cuddly as the other. So if I'm taking pictures, it's like Frenchie's cuddling on the couch with you or something, and she's not quite as young.
He's such a liar. He's got the two trendy dogs, so he posts them all the time, and that's like the other dog that nobody
I
cares
really
about.
like her. They're all
Hashtag Frenchies
good.
for life.
I'm the same way. We have another female dog that, like, I realize in my phone I have like no pictures of.
Do you have
Yeah,
another dog? I didn't even know.
Yeah, she's
What do you? What kind of dog is it? Is it Frenchie as well or no?
Bailey.
Oh,
What is she?
No, that's why.
Aw.
It's just a normal dog. So you're like, I'm not going to post that one. I'm only going to post
Just a
the trendy.
normal dog. She's beautiful.
she's so
That's what I mean, Bo. She's like a normal looking dog. She's not like a trendy fucking.
What is she?
She's like a
Like
border.
hound, border collie.
Yeah, like border collie hound mix.
Hi, Jasmine. How are you? I'm
Hi,
surprised.
Jasmine.
I'm surprised Guy hasn't said anything like overly nice to your wife.
Ew.
That's just to my wife.
Oh, is that just Melissa?
Oh, here we fucking go.
He doesn't know Jasmine very well.
He's got a.
When he gets to know her a little better, he'll.
We're not-
He likes to play in it because Melissa always say that he's her favorite.
Me and Jasmine talked at the Olympia.
We're not scumbags. You're the one who talks to everybody's wife like they're, you're hitting on
Yeah.
her.
First of all, that is not Melissa. Do I talk like I'm fucking hitting on you? Are you shitting me?
You can listen to Melissa laughing.
Oh, see, this is that shit she says that makes him do that.
Chivalrous.
What?
All right, it's okay, Guy. Everybody expects it from you. It's all right.
I'm gonna yell at everybody's wife. Like, yo, who the fuck are you, bro?
No, but you're overly. It's like when you when you talk to a guy on the phone, and then the guy calls like a girl in front of you, and his voice totally changes.
Yeah.
That's you. That's you, Guy. You're that guy.
Because I don't call a girl bro.
No, but it's just you have a different demeanor with women. You're very soft.
They're women. Do you want
You
me
do
to
it. You do it with my wife too. When we're talking on the phone, and you hear her in the back.
I think anybody would. I mean, I'm gonna. What's up, dude? Hi,
don't-
Melissa.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. If you were like me and you were talking, you're like, hey, Summer's in the car, like, hey, Summer.
Mhm.
That's it. That's the voice.
What do you do, Fouad?
Yeah, what do you do? If I was like, hey, Samantha's in the car, you'd be like, hey, yeah, bro, Joe. Hey, Samantha.
When I see Melissa in the background, I'm like, hey, Melissa, what's going on? That's like how I talk to Iain though too. I'm like, hey, Iain, what's
You're
going
very
on?
monotone. You're just mad that my octave is fucking just
No. You throw the sweetness into it. Hey, Melissa, how are you? It's like
First of all, you just sounded like you were asking questions.
That's how. No, that's how you say it.
Pitch, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, the pitch change. Hey, Melissa, how's it going?
Hi.
Hi, girlfriend.
All right. Where were we? Best. No, we're not going to do body parts. We're not going to do strongest bodybuilder or hardest training. Are we done? Is there any others we're missing?
Nope.
All right, let's move on.
Talk about maxing out your physique.
Maxing out your physique. Somebody said to me.
Somebody set you off, didn't they?
No, not to me, because my physique's done. I'm retired. Somebody said Iain has maxed out his physique. And I thought
knew this was going to be about me when you said it.
Well, I listen, it's not because it's about you, but I thought it was a good chance to explain what that actually means.
He can still put a little on his calves.
It's true. You think my calves are maxed out? You're definitely not right.
You're definitely not right.
Iain or Justin, you guys are good at explaining things. Why don't you explain what your definition, Guy? Come on.
Well, how about you explain first?
Wait. Go ahead, Guy. Go ahead. You want to explain it?
No. My question wasn't.
What's your question?
I would be better at explaining that. My question is, you said you guys are good at explaining things. Are you saying that I don't do a good job at explaining things?
Well, you're retired. We're active body.
Your strength on the podcast is your emotion, not your science, not your scientific
and your ability to talk to women.
Yes, you're soft, monotone.
Justin, you know what? You were up here, bro.
And what? I'm working my way down.
You're working your way down.
You're on a slippery slope, sir.
Okay, you know what, Guy? You know what? When you want to, you are. You know what? Why don't you explain what maxed out means when we're talking about a body?
I was just see what he did. I was just asking if he thought I was bad at explaining things because of how he answered that.
You know what?
The answer is yes.
Wait a minute. It's not black and white. There are people that are great at explaining things, and there are people that are good at explaining things, and there's varying degrees.
Sure.
Iain and Justin seem to have a way of communicating.
So they're like black belts?
Yeah, that's right. You're like a brown belt.
We're just smarter and more eloquent than you. That's it.
But if I was asking somebody like how
to cut a deer,
how they would talk to their mom and what they should buy their mom for Christmas, I would ask you.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's like a loving, emotional thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Everybody has their strengths.
This was your thing. You want to talk about it?
All right, I'll just go this. This is what I think a physique is maxed out. When somebody, his physique is maxed out, it means they've grown all their body parts to as large as they're going to get. And if they keep on pushing size, it's going to start to alter their shape in a negative way.
Yeah.
It's like if you look at Bonac, right? Bonac is maxed out. If he tries to get bigger at this point, his waist is going to get thicker. It's going to start to throw off his lines. It's not going to look good. So somebody said this about Iain in a comment, and I said, and the reason I'm not picking on that person, I'm not going to mention their name. I just thought it was a good chance to explain to people that when you say someone's maxed out, it means if they put on more size, their physique is going to go in a negative way.
I think what they're saying when they what they're intending when they say that is saying that I can't grow anymore. That I've reached the peak of my bodybuilding career and that it's only declined.
I don't think that because of the context of the comment.
Sure.
The context of the comment was more, I don't think Iain should be chasing size anymore. He should try and put muscle on in certain areas.
I mean, for one, how do you know what I'm doing? You know?
Well, that's what I explained to the person was because he listed a few things. And I said, everything you've listed, Iain already knows this. Like we all know what our faults are.
100%. We know better than anyone.
Yeah. But then I also went on to explain to him, I said, can you explain to me what you mean by maxed out? And then he never got back. But I just figured I'd take it upon based on the context is that don't try and get bigger. And I'm like, if anybody still has room, it's Iain.
Yeah, I mean, structurally, I'm one of the bigger guys.
Yeah, you have wide shoulders. Your waist is not blown out by any stretch. It's not like, you know what I mean? But I would take a guy that, like Nick, if Nick keeps pushing size only, then his waist is going to grow more and it's not going to be good for him. So I wouldn't say Nick is maxed out, but Nick doesn't need to focus on getting huge.
More in a refinement phase.
Which I don't think he is either. You know?
No. And I know. So that's like, I would tend to go that route because Nick has already got all the muscle he needs. Whereas someone like Iain's like, the circumference of his arms could be bigger or the circumference of his legs could be bigger or his back could be thicker, whatever, or chest could be thicker, whatever body part. And your stomach is still your waist is still small enough that you can afford to chase putting on more mass.
You put on mass and your stomach blows out, then you're maxed out.
So do you guys have anything to add to that, just so people know what they're talking about when they say
I think
maxed out?
when this comes up in the context, to me, I think these kind of conversations more come up when you have a bad showing, and especially because of like that whole nerve damage thing, then I think people will say like he's reached his peak or he's maxed out, and it's like kind of like they don't really understand what they're saying, you know?
So you think when someone says maxed out, they mean it more in terms of his career is
Declining.
His career's peaked.
Yes.
Or on the decline.
Yes.
But okay, well, that's okay. If let's take that for example. If that's how someone means it, that's also false, because we've seen guys, to me, bodybuilders' primes seem to be in the 34 to 37 year range.
I'm not saying I agree with that. I'm just saying.
No, I know. But would you guys agree that guys seem to be peaking in like the 32 to 37?
Yeah,
years,
I mean, I think it's relative
right?
to when you start, but I would agree with that as a whole. Yeah.
In general, obviously there's exceptions, right? But like, and most guys tend to start going downhill after 40, right? Obviously there's exceptions like, Dexter, Sean Roden, like whatever you want to add in. There's people that can.
That was literally like exactly my timeline.
Yeah, and that was also everybody's. Look at Jay, look at Ronnie. Well, Ronnie went a little bit past, but okay. So even if we're saying that, Ian's 31 years old. So in what context would you say he's maxed out and it's peaked?
But this is where I'm getting back to what I think. It's because when you have a bad showing that's displaying less than you have displayed in the past, it's looked at as a regression. Where like obviously we know that that's not the case. I know that I made a lot of improvements this year, and when you look at Vancouver or like progress photos or stuff, it's obviously very evident. But obviously that was squandered by a bad showing and a bad peak.
And what do we say, right?
Okay, but wait a minute.
It was your last show, though, right?
I know, but this is the part that bothers me. I started this channel so that people could hear it from the horse's mouth. So you have Iain sitting here going, "Yeah, I messed up my prep a little bit at the end because I chased condition, blah blah blah," and then you get all these other theories from other people that don't mean shit because you just heard it from the horse's mouth.
No, because they don't believe Ian's theory. That's why.
But if you put two and two together and you go, okay, he's saying this, he's 31 years old and he's still healthy. Why do I think he's maxed out? Oh, because somebody else said it that doesn't know. Like it just doesn't connect. And I don't know why people can't just be like, yeah, this guy said it. I heard it from him.
Very simple. People are idiots.
People just like
drama
and controversy, and they want it to be, the other side of the coin, right?
Okay. I guess the thing I'm saying is I'm trying to just educate. So people should look and go, okay, he's 31, 32. This just starting his prime. This is not what maxed out means. So in whatever context you use it, it doesn't apply.
No.
So I just wanted to touch on that physically and I guess career.
I mean, obviously I think it's ridiculous, but I after a showing like that, I can understand why people might make such comments,
But Branch was notorious for this. Every time Branch did something wrong or had a bad showing, he'd be like, "Oh, Branch is done," and then he would come back and win the Arnold.
Yeah.
Oh, Branch is done. Then you come back and take second at the fucking Olympia. Branch was notorious for having like
and maybe this was my calling to do the Arnold then,
Let's go, bro.
You're missing it.
No vacations.
I just want to see you step on stage at 265.
I want to see you win an Arnold, bitch.
Because I don't know what the fuck that looks like. And that's what I was waiting to, like, when I was sitting behind the judges, I'm like, hey, Ian's coming out. I can't fucking wait. Because I know
I was like 10 pounds light. Yeah.
Right? That's what I'm saying. So I'm like, I want to see the 265 Iain, right?
You'll see it.
So, I know. I just have to wait till fucking August.
July
is which one?
You'll be there in person, Orlando.
That's right. I'm going to be
there. Sit right behind the judges again and tell me how much better I am, okay?
I'll be there too to make it all better.
You can sit there and be like, Iain, you have not reached your max. I swear.
Iain, you suck.
Guy's going to be at the Hostile booth again.
Always at the Hostile booth.
All right, let's do some questions for the last half hour. Has anybody started watching Araco TV? Or is it just me? Am I the only one that watches this channel?
What is that?
Guys, this is the best fucking YouTube
Araco?
channel.
Is it about spiders?
No, I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. It might be.
Arachnophobia.
Guys, I watch this fucking YouTube channel. It's my guilty pleasure, okay? This guy is fucking great. What
does he do?
It's like a male power channel.
What?
It's like this guy. He just takes like different clips, and he just shits all over like these different people. It's I gotta get YouTube. I gotta get YouTube.
I watch a lot of like YouTube shorts and stuff with this kind of stuff. Yeah.
What I don't even know what this is.
Well, okay. Have you ever seen Kevin Samuels?
No.
Oh, dude.
Yes. I know who Kevin Samuels is.
Mhm.
You gotta.
I don't ever ask me about stuff.
I watch a lot of this stuff that you're showing. Yes.
I don't watch anything.
Guy, I want you to watch this channel.
Guy watches Everyone Loves Raymond.
No.
Yeah.
Guy
Guy is too cool and too old to watch daytime.
You know what, Ian? You're a real jerk off. You know what?
YouTube. He's like out like doing things, you know?
Jump out of an
He's
airplane.
like cutting the lawn and chopping wood and like fixing the truck, you know?
Why can't you sit down? Did you buy that shitty truck?
No, there's another one. I put a deposit down. I got to take it to a mechanic.
Are you still with your barista? You still didn't answer.
He said yes.
You thought I was going to forget, didn't you?
No,
I
he
just
is.
don't know where this came from.
What do you mean where it came from? You were dating a barista and now you're not. Or are you?
No, because we were talking about cars. We were talking about bodybuilding.
No. I asked you about her about 45
An hour and a
minutes
half ago.
Yeah, you thought I forgot? It's just
I
I've
thought-
been waiting for the right time to bring it back up.
Oh yeah, you were waiting to just slide that one in out of nowhere. I'm sure.
Okay, Guy, I want you to do me a favor, please. You're gonna thank me, I promise you. You're gonna thank me.
Sell my TRX.
No, when you have time, I want you to go on this guy's channel and I want you to watch it.
Show me something to intrigue me.
No,
Didn't
just
somebody say
don't show him anything. Guy, just
Wait.
do it on your own accord.
No, I'm gonna show you.
Ian,
Wait, I think I'll get copyrighted. I can't.
Yeah, no, don't.
I
Just
can't.
let him go watch this. He'll
can you explain to me at least what it is?
This guy is a consultant for like social media and marketing and appearance, right? So he basically gets what he's doing on the channel is basically women come on and they're
all
like
about their lives.
they tell him about their lives and they're like, I want a high value man. And a high value man to him is somebody who makes 6 figures or more, has a strong network of friends.
What's his name?
Kevin Samuels. And basically he tells these women like
Why do you think you're too fat? You're too fucking lazy. You don't do anything. You don't cook. You don't clean. Why the fuck would a high value man want you when there's a girl 20
So
years?
like this
younger?
one says, worst wife ever calls in for dating advice.
So it'll be like a
Guy.
38-year-old woman
Yeah.
with like 3 kids, and she'll be like, "I want a high value man." He'd be like, "Why the fuck would he pick you and not the 20-year-old with no kids?"
She'll have like 3 kids. She'll be like fat and like just have no
He'd be
options.
like, "I'm a 10. I deserve a high value man." He'd be like, "Why?" You
She'll
know?
be like, he'd be like, how much does your man have to make? She's like 6 figures, and he's like, why would somebody make 6 figures and is doing well pick you?
Yeah.
She's like, why not? Look at me. She's like, what do you think you are? Like, what would you rate
What do you
yourself?
bring to the table?
Yeah, he'd be like, what do you rate yourself? And you can't pick 7. She'd be like, 10. I'm a 10. Look, you're not a fuck. She's like, you think you're as hot as Rihanna? She's like, Rihanna's not that hot. I'm like, what the fuck? You gotta, dude, you have to watch it.
Really?
It's fucking hilarious. The guy passed away a little while ago.
I was
No.
just gonna ask about that.
Yeah,
He-
but everybody, a lot of guys have picked up his style, and that's those other channels I watch. But he's the master.
He's good. Yeah.
He's the absolute best.
I'm gonna start doing this.
Justin, have you ever? I thought of that. I'm like, I said to Summer, I'm like, I'm gonna start having women on and ask them what they want.
You would have roasted him. Just fucking break him down.
Yeah, it would be like it's like roasting a physique, but you're just roasting the human.
But you know what's funny? He's not roasting them. He's just being honest.
Yeah, we should have girls on and we'll just be honest with them.
I had
In our own way.
Yes.
Fouad, you'll be happy to know, actually, when I did
What?
my events in Saskatoon and Calgary, I asked everyone in the crowd at one point because we were talking about stuff, and I asked how many people watch the podcast, and
Yeah.
75% plus of the crowd put their hand up.
Really? That's fucking
Yeah.
awesome, man. See,
Yeah.
we're having that kind of impact. So this is what we should
And
do.
one kid asked me to rate his physique and took off all his clothes in the store and posed.
Did you rate it honestly? though?
Naked?
Did
I
you give
rated
him a-
it right on the spot. Yeah.
Did you give him like a 6 or did you give him like a higher number because it
I
was
gave
like
him a
live?
7.
Was it more than you wanted to though?
No. I mean, he was a natural kid that was like 18, 19. He actually had a very good physique.
Yeah.
You know,
Whenever we
good,
do something from now on, we
good
can't.
clean lines, good legs, you know, like he looked good, especially for a younger natural kid. So I said, you know, for what I'm scaling, yeah. Like, I mean, I've seen freakier natural 19-year-olds, but you're definitely in the top 75%, you know,
You know,
the top
speaking,
25%, sorry.
speaking of that, I thought of an interesting segment we could start doing like 10 minutes worth, which I thought would be more interesting than rate your physique, because rate your physique is tough because a lot of these guys are beginners and there's not really much to rate.
Yeah.
But I thought we could do is rate your form. I thought that would be more interesting, right?
Yeah.
Get somebody
That's
squat.
kind of what those usually end up
I
turning
was
into.
going to say, usually when we go on their profiles, we end up just shitting on their form
Yeah.
anyway.
Have it
Yeah,
all.
yeah. But I feel like it's more fun. That's why we end up going that way.
Yeah.
So we should just do rate your form. That way we can actually help people.
I was going to say, it's also a little more
I
constructive.
would just rate you.
Yeah.
You and Guy are going to rate it completely differently than Ian and myself.
We're not.
That's the
No, we're
problem.
not. No, we're not.
Guy will say
What's
everything
awesome?
is good.
Well,
Me and Justin will say nothing is good.
Justin will say, unless they're
Well,
doing it at a
wait,
snail's
wait,
pace
wait.
and they're taking a 10-minute break between sets, it
That's
sucks.
not true. That's not true.
Wait. So now, not only
Guy,
am I-
don't listen to them. These
No,
motherfuckers.
God damn it, Guy. Listen,
Guy,
Guy.
these
hold on.
motherfuckers.
In
these-
one, stop.
You're retired,
Everybody
man. It doesn't
stop.
matter.
So
It
in
doesn't
one
matter. You're retired.
podcast, I hit on wives, I fucking have shitty form, and
Guy, don't listen to Justin. He's a fucking
And the-
asshole. When it comes to training,
I can't explain shit.
when it comes to training, Justin is the snobbiest motherfucker on earth.
Wait,
No, you
Justin,
guys,
why
you
do I
guys are
suck at
retired. You
training?
don't need to know how to train anymore. It's okay.
Why do I suck at training, Justin?
Because
You
you
don't
don't,
suck at training.
You just said it.
You're just not very good.
I did not say that.
Guy,
Why am I? Because I don't take 20 minutes in between a set.
Justin trains like he's trying to write an encyclopedia. Don't listen to him.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he
Oh, no.
does.
No, I don't.
Justin thinks unless it's textbook encyclopedia form, it's shit.
Now I'm watching my pendulum.
I disagree, but yeah.
See, Ian actually watches my training.
Well, I've actually trained with you. So
I
yeah,
watch your training and I've trained with you. And
Yeah, I
I'm
know.
saying your form is perfect, which is awesome. But
What's wrong with that?
Nothing's wrong with that. But what's wrong with it is you dismiss anybody who doesn't have that form. And
Well,
that's wrong.
I mean, I think the goal for everyone should be to have perfect form
No,
until
it's
you
not.
reach mechanical failure.
The goal for everyone should be to have perfect form until you learn what works for you.
Why would you not want to optimize movement patterns though? Like,
Because
why would a proper form bench press work good for me, but then for another guy who figures it out, like, no, if I flare my elbows like this and do it unsafe, better.
No, no. It's not about proper form. It's about rep speed. It's about rests in between. It's about the amount of sets. All of that is geared to
Training.
you.
That's a training style. That's not necessarily form.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, but there's nothing wrong with guys' form. What's wrong with guys' form? then?
No,
If we're
no,
talking
guys,
about-
fine.
If
No.
we're talking about strictly form, what's wrong with guys' form?
No, nothing.
Justin,
Don't walk it back now.
Justin.
Go ahead, stay on it, man.
Listen, there's nothing wrong.
Keep that
Justin.
same energy. Don't walk it back. Come on,
Justin,
give it to him.
tell me how you feel, bro. Be a friend. I want to know. Talk to me.
I just think.
Hold on. So I actually filmed a pendulum squat tonight.
Wait,
so what's
wait,
wrong,
we're gonna
what's
play a
wrong
game.
with this?
But you got to play it.
Playing.
Oh,
Fucking
you changed it.
Well, first off, you're wearing Crocs, and I don't think you should be wearing squishy shoes like that to squat in.
Yeah, that's pretty dumb.
Why do both of you fucking gotta hate on everything?
Hey, you asked my opinion,
They're
dude.
young. They're just trying to impose their prowess. Okay, guy,
Here,
I got a better idea. Here,
hold on. Here,
this is Guy's YouTube channel.
here we go.
Okay, let's
I
go
want
right.
to see the pendulum.
1 second. Let's see what he's doing here. Looks like good form to me.
Warming up.
All right, look at that form.
Mhm.
What's wrong with that form, Justin?
Nothing.
Be honest.
I know nothing.
Okay, let's go to a heavier set.
Oh yeah, look, he's fucking fired up.
No, those are only 80s, I think.
110s.
What's wrong with that form? Anything?
Nope, nothing.
Don't lie.
I mean, I'm not pausing, but I'm not doing paused reps. I'm
There's
just
absolutely nothing wrong with that form.
No, the
Okay.
form is fun.
Okay, so we're okay. Then we're all in agreement. Then
Yeah.
Justin, tell me I suck. I want to fucking argue with you right now.
But I think mine and Justin's
your training
argument
styles
with-
are different.
With guys with training would be tempo, not form.
Yes. Absolutely.
But that's what I was trying to get at is
Yeah.
you should never be dismissive of other styles just because they're not like yours.
Listen, there's plenty of times where you'll see me. I'll do a dumbbell press like that. That I might go slow and pause in the hole and explode and squeeze.
Yeah.
And then I'm chasing a 20 rep set where I'm going to use that same tempo that guy's using.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm saying I changed my tempos up. So like
Yeah.
the other week I did like a 5-second eccentric on the fucking the hack squat. Like I change up my shit all the
Yeah.
time. But sometimes if I
Yeah.
get under, I just want to do
Only-
reps.
I'd say the biggest deciding factor between our training styles would be rest periods and volume. Guy has very little rest periods and he has more volume, where I, myself, and Ian are going to have longer rest periods. That way we can allocate more energy into those working sets.
Dude, listen, I don't think that's wrong.
No, yeah.
I don't think that's wrong at all. The way I came up training and from who I trained under, I just learned a method, and it might not have been the best one, but at that time, it's just the one that worked for me, and that's just the one that I continually use. And then once I met John, I learned a different method, and then that's when I started.
It's the best one for you, Fouad, because that's not a tangible, you know?
It is a tangible.
No, it's not, because he doesn't know if that's the best one for him. You haven't done every single style.
I haven't done everything.
The best one, the best one.
Like,
okay, I'm not going to sit here and listen to him say that he trained wrong when he won 7 fucking pro shows doing that style of training.
I didn't say I trained wrong.
No, you just did.
Results are not indicative of success in training. I don't.
Hold on.
Of course they are. Of course they are.
100% they're not.
I didn't say. I said I trained the way I trained.
You can't say somebody trained wrong if they're winning shows and.
Absolutely, you can.
Why would you?
With my joints.
What if someone is just training terribly and they're still just?
So you would look at. So you guys would look at someone like Branch Warren and be like, "That's wrong," but the guy was second in the world. So why would you be like, "That's wrong"?
Well, because maybe it could have been. Maybe it could have been better.
Yeah, but you could always say could have been. But if he was second in the world,
I could flip it around and say, if you trained like me, maybe you could be fucking better.
That's right. Somebody could turn around and say, "Hey, you know what? If Dorian Yates did more volume, maybe you would have a rounder sweep."
Yeah,
like
sure.
Listen, this what I think is that the way you guys, I think everybody trains very similar. And I think we all incorporate different methods of training at different periods of time. Because there's times I train substantially slower, but for the most part, I train fast. For the most part,
I will say this.
But there's times where I do slower stuff.
Wait a minute. This isn't about you, though. This is about an overall arching theme I see online with people in general thinking that they have the best style. And all I'm trying to say is there is no fucking best style. The one you adhere to, the most.
Respect that style.
The one you enjoy the most, because if you don't fucking enjoy it, you're not going to do it. Yep. And the one that's yielding results. That's the best style. That doesn't matter.
I don't agree with that statement being a general statement like that, but I get what you're trying to say.
Why wouldn't you agree with
because it's like saying, well, if you're enjoying it and it's giving results. Okay, when I was 18, I trained like a fucking retard, and I was like, no
anything would have yielded results.
Yeah, you're growing and having fun.
Okay.
Wait, I was having lots of fun. I was making progress but I wasn't doing the right things. That doesn't mean it's the best, you know?
But now we're at like a philosophical question, because in my mind, I'm like, you were having fun and it helped you progress. So who cares if it was wrong?
Well, I mean, yes, but that's not what we're saying. We're saying
we're
comparing training styles and saying what could be better than another. And I know, looking back to my past, there was times when I did not train as well as I train now.
But you're talking about
it's irrelevant to how much fun I was having, you know?
Yeah. But you're talking about, when you're talking about 18, 19, 20 coming up, that's more form than style. If I think about the way I used to squat when I was 20, it's ridiculous compared to what I squat like now.
I used to train with a lot of volume and a lot of supersets, and I would just go back and forth from fucking incline press right into pec deck, right into incline press, right into pec deck. Yeah. And I would just jump around and I would do way too much volume.
But that's not a style. That's just random training.
No, it isn't.
Right?
What are you talking about? It's
you just said you would go around to whatever you wanted.
Well, yeah, no, I would choose these exercises, and I would superset things that wasn't exactly optimal, and I would do weight sets. I would do 5 sets of 10, working up to my top weight, and like just things like that I know isn't.
But that's not optimal for you. Like, this is the part that bothers me. You guys say these things as if they're written in a book and they're proven, and everybody else is doing it wrong that's not doing that.
Okay, well, I'll say this. With my training style, I will approach a set in a way that allows me to move the most amount of load possible in the safest way possible, right?
Yeah.
For the most amount of reps. I will do the most amount of volume possible while managing recovery. So I want to make sure I'm recovered within 2 to 3 days, right?
No one said your training style is not well thought out.
I have reasons why I train that way that are quantifiable. If I were to do more, it would yield less results because I have done one.
But you're still talking about a personal approach.
Right now, but I'm telling you, I have reasons why I do that personal approach. What are your reasons for your personal approach?
Why? They're the same reasons. I did volume, I recovered, right. I grew. Just like John would say, more frequency helps the muscle grow more. So I would train with a lot of volume, and then I would take a rest, and I would recover, and I would hit the muscle again.
More frequency.
But this is why, wait a minute. This is why this conversation is bad, because it's individual. You may only recover from 2 sets. I may recover from 4 sets.
Yes.
You may need to lift a maximum amount of weight to put on more muscle. I may
That's
be
what
able to
Justin
do it.
said for him.
That's why, that's what I'm saying though, but you can't.
I don't agree that there's that much individuality within training, because I think if you take this out of wait,
I disagree.
let me fucking finish. Let me finish.
Go ahead.
If you take this out of any other sport to bodybuilding, track and field, football, anything else, there is a uniform way that they all train that they have agreed upon is the best, to be the fastest, to be the strongest. Olympic lifters, power lifters, all these guys train the same way. So why in bodybuilding is it like, oh, we can all train, it's all different, it's okay?
Because genetics are all different. I may
Ian, why don't we all follow the same diet? Why don't we just all follow the same diet?
Guy, wait a minute.
Because we're different sizes, but we all do follow the same diet.
Guy, no, we don't. Some people do more carbs. Some people do more fats. What are you talking about?
No, but I'm saying we all eat similar types of food. You know what I mean?
We all lift the similar fucking machines.
Yeah. Everybody has a style.
But you're not answering my question that how come in sport, there's a very concrete way of just train, but in bodybuilding, it's thrown out the window.
I'm going to answer it.
Okay.
If you take track and field, for example, right?
Yeah.
There is a winner. There is not another winner that did it a different way. They've all figured out this way has worked the best for everybody. If you look at bodybuilding, there's no fucking one way. There's Dorian Yates, there's Jay Cutler, there's Ronnie Coleman, there's Brandon Warren.
Is the point is, I think when you're missing the point here, because someone like Justin.
How am I missing the point?
No, because
I'm missing it too. That
Justin would be saying like, this way is the correct way. Let's say, I'm not saying he's saying that, but let's say that way from a scientific, methodical point of view would be the most advantageous way to train. And then if other people are disagreeing, it's not really, that's just opinion. It doesn't.
Science hasn't proven that maximal load over maximal volume is the best way to get muscle growth.
But there is actual science.
No, there is actual
way to train.
No, for a long time, people thought you had to train to failure to gain muscle. And recently there's been a lot of studies that have come out that have said when they picked 2 groups and they did failure groups and non-failure groups, they gained the same amount of mass.
That's tough. In those studies, you're not comparing to bodybuilders.
Yes.
So in each individual, what they're able to listen, it's true.
He's right. The studies aren't right.
What are you going to go off? Wait a minute. We have to go off of something because they're not doing studies on 300-pound bodybuilders. We have to pick some metric to go off of. And every time I give you guys an example, you say, that's Jay Cutler. It's genetics. That's a study not on bodybuilders.
I say something.
It's like, why can't you guys just admit that there is individuality and there are people? How did I get to fucking 300 pounds then?
There's absolutely individuality. There's individuality in how people prefer to train, and there are other approaches that work. That's perfectly fine.
But there is a most optimal way to train. There is for everything.
No, there isn't. You have not proven that. That has not been proven.
I'm not saying it's not proven, but I'm saying there absolutely is.
But you just said absolutely. That means proven.
No, but I'm saying, even if it hasn't been proven yet, I'm saying eventually there will be a way that is scientifically the best way to do everything.
Okay. As of right now, there is not an absolute way.
No, but I'm saying when you're talking to someone like Justin, from what he has read and from the studies that he's gathered, his way is the scientifically best way.
But that's not, Ian, there is just as much science to say that it's not the best way. I don't have to. If he's saying I go to one top set and that's my failure set and I have to beat my logbook because that's my failure set, there is science that says failure is not the only. There's people that have proven that. Look at Kamal. Well, the guy does fucking sets of 15 and he's a freak.
There does have to be some form of progressive overload to cause adaptation. We can all
agree on that. Yes.
So then for me, I choose this approach because it's the most quantifiable way for me to achieve that.
Justin, I'm not arguing your choice in any way at all. I
just don't see why we think bodybuilding is so different than every other sport, which has very concrete, optimal ways to train, because it's not.
Well,
there's individuality in every sport with every athlete across every single discipline.
Not everybody's
there's a million ways to skin a cat. You said that to a track athlete doing like block starts and be like, you're fucking stupid. You know?
But there's
only one way.
Wait a minute, you're right, but that's because over decades it's been proven.
Yeah,
that's not the case in bodybuilding. We've been at this.
I think there are multiple ways to skin a cat. Smarter than us would disagree with that, though.
Wait, what? Say that
I
again?
think there's a lot of people who are smarter than us that would probably disagree that there is optimal ways to train.
That's not true. I had Brad Schoenfeld on the fucking show, and he's like, yeah, it depends on a lot of different factors.
Like what? What are the factors?
I don't know. You're
Sleep,
fucking
nutrition,
I'm not
recovery,
gonna try and recite what a scientist said, but he's on
Because
my
I don't think there's your individuality factors. I think there might be personal choice and lifestyle factors, which is not the same as genetics and human difference. It's like, well, if you're eating a higher carb diet,
But I don't
and you're
know-
taking
I
more
don't know.
insulin, you
The
can
thing
train in
that's-
supersets like Milos. But if you're eating less carbs, that's probably not ideal.
But-
Those aren't individual differences. Those are chosen
the
differences.
thing that's confusing to me is why I'm in the camp that says your style works amazingly for you and it's right for you and it's right, period. It's a right way to train. And you have to look at the other style and be like, no, that's shit. I don't understand why you have to take that position.
Whoa, I never said any other style shit.
Well, you just said this is absolutely the right way, and I don't understand why you have to take that position instead of just saying,
I'm not saying it.
You know what?
I'm not
A lot
saying
of
any way
guys-
is absolutely the right.
I think there
So-
are some. I think there are some absolutes within like execution parameters,
Yes.
and like we talked about recoverable
There
volume.
are definitely absolutes within training and nutrition.
Yes.
But what I'm saying is there are different styles to achieve the same result. And I think it's very arrogant to think my style is the only way and the other styles don't count.
I'm not saying that per se, but I'm saying I don't agree that there's different styles that will work better for different people. That's just not true.
Whether,
Hold on,
but
hold
wait,
on.
but wait a minute, but wait a
Oh
minute.
my God.
Sorry, guy, just one more thing. But whether it's chosen or it's fact, it doesn't matter. Whatever got that person to the top is what worked.
I don't think just because something gets you somewhere means it's
Let's
the
say,
best
okay,
way.
let me ask you this. Let's say you met Jay when he was 20 and you said, do my way. And he said,
Well,
okay.
I wouldn't tell anyone to do my way.
Well, if you said this is the optimal way, and you say, okay, you know what, Ian, I believe you. Is he going to be any better than he was?
You don't know. Maybe he would have been considerably better.
Come on, man. His physique was as big as it was ever going to be. What are you talking about?
You don't know what you don't know. So how can you say that?
Man, but I could
No,
say
but
that-
hold on, stop. That
Go
was my point. If you haven't tried everything, Justin and Ian, how can you say that then?
But I have
Your
tried.
way's the best if you haven't tried it. So my argument is, do I think my way was the right way at that time for me? Yes. Were there other ways that it could have been better for me? Absolutely. But I didn't try them at that time, so I don't know. As I got older, I worked with Charles, I worked with John. I worked with more people than probably anybody has, so I know different methods. But until you tried all of them, this conversation means fucking nothing.
I mean, I've been training for 20 years. I've tried almost
these
every
different
training
methods.
style
You
that
can know-
bodybuilders do today.
Huh?
And look, but the point is, I'm not saying that I think I know the right way to train. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you can't sit here and say there's individuality in training because that's just not correct.
Well, if the that's
I think
not
it
true.
comes.
It has to be. Ian, not everybody trains not everybody trains the same, bro.
I'm not. I agree. Not
There
everyone.
has to be individuality. in
I'll
it.
give you this.
He's saying that, that
let me ask you.
will respond differently.
Let me ask
Yes,
you this.
I'm
Let me
saying
ask you
just
this.
because we all train differently doesn't mean that if you train in a high volume way, that'll be better for you. But I need to train a low volume way because that'll be better for me. I
That's
don't
not
agree
what I
with
said. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not
That's
saying
all I'm arguing in this.
that. Okay, I agree with you there. I'm not saying Ian is built this way, so he has to train like this. I'm not saying there's that.
I
kind of
wasn't
thing.
arguing that either. That
I
was
don't think any of us were. I think what we're saying, and I said this.
You
on
guys
a-
were kind of saying that there's like individuality in training and that just because like, you know, Jay got there doing a higher volume way, so it must mean it works. It's like, yeah, but that doesn't mean it was the best way possible. And that's all I'm arguing. And you don't know what you don't know, you
I
know?
but,
That's my point. You wouldn't know unless you tried every way.
But Ian, it's
100%.
such
I
a-
don't disagree with you.
Okay, then me saying that there are a lot of different ways that are optimal should be.
But that's
okay to
not
say.
correct.
Why is that not correct?
Because you can't have more than one way that's optimal.
Why not? If we all have different physiques.
Because there's
Wait,
an
wait,
optimal
wait.
way
In
to do
saying-
one thing.
That's not true.
Like driving a car on a racetrack, there's an optimal way to hit the corner, hit the apex, accelerate out. It's the same thing. There's this only one way to train. Whether we know
Wait,
it or not right
it
now.
doesn't depend. It doesn't depend on the car.
Whether we know it or not right now is irrelevant to this conversation.
No, that's
I'm just
totally
saying-
relevant.
No, but to what the point I'm making, because I'm saying I'm arguing with the fact when you guys say like, well, blah, 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 guys can train different ways and get good results. It's like, sure, but I don't agree. And what I was saying with the things with track and field or with any other thing, I think there's agreed upon best ways in almost everything else other than bodybuilding. So it's like, I don't agree that there is multiple optimal ways. I think there's ways that all work, but there's still only one optimal way. We just don't know it because not everyone can do everything for long enough to maybe know.
But
That's
also, to your analogy, on the track, optimal driving also depends on the car you're driving.
Yes, but it's
so if the car's the person, then that argument doesn't really fucking.
Yeah, but that doesn't make sense into the car in what I'm saying.
Well, I think but wait a minute.
It kind of does.
No, it doesn't. But
you know what? I think that's a fine argument to make, but until that thing is found that you say is optimal, everybody who doesn't know that thing should just be like, yeah, there's other styles that work just as well.
Let me try it.
Because the problem that we're having right now, Iain, is not that you're saying one day we're going to find the perfect way. The problem that we're having right now is you guys are saying our way's optimal. And I'm saying you don't know that. You think that. You don't know that.
Sure.
There are some.
I don't agree with that because I think it goes back to what Justin said. There is optimal ways to do, obviously, rep execution, rep tempo, these things that are going to be optimal. And that's all we're really saying.
No, because I'll agree with that with no problem.
But you wouldn't, because you would train your rep tempo a lot faster than
I would agree.
No. If you heard what I said earlier, I said I do everything combined. There's times where I'll do a 3, 5, 8 second eccentric. There's times I'll do floor presses or pause presses or supersets. I don't just, if I do tempo sets, I'll do a tempo set. So I know I do it all. Actually.
The only difference there is if I'm doing a tempo set, I'm going to run that tempo set for 6 weeks and progress it. That way I can make sure I'm getting every little bit out of that. That way my progress.
You all got to also remember now, bro. You got to remember I'm 40 years old, but I'm retired. I'm not doing that at 40.
I'm not gonna, I don't know why.
I also do the exact opposite where, like I said, I'm like, fucking this one, I'm not pausing, I'm not going slow, I'm gonna run this fucking set. But I will make sure that it's quantifiable from week to week so I can gauge my progress. That's just me. That's how I do it. And that's what I like doing. It's fucking fun. I really enjoy the chase, the thrill of it. I like it. It works for me.
If it keeps you in the gym and it keeps you excited and it works, then I fucking run with it.
Sure.
I got no problem with that. I found what worked for me, and when it worked for me, nobody could tell me different.
Yeah.
And I'll be the first to fucking tell you that. When I was in my prime and I was training the way I was training, I didn't let a motherfucker tell me how to fucking train. And I was thick-headed, and I was like, and it's because it was working for me at the time, and I was like, I ain't changing a fucking thing.
See, this is the thing, though, for any of us that are pretty damn good with diet and recovery aspects and taking anabolics, literally every single training style is going to render some level of result. So I don't agree that you're going to say like what worked for me. It's like work for you in what capacity. They're all going to work. I could switch to crazy high volume right now. It's still going to work for me. You know,
you're never going to let this go because it's.
He really just agreed with you though.
I'm agreeing with you.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't because
I'm just agreeing. I'm just saying that.
No, Iain agrees and then reels it.
I'm just saying we can't sit here and say that there's individuality in training because I don't think that's correct.
That's fine. You have your opinion. I have mine. What I'm saying to you is I don't think there's an optimal way to train. And I think it's the height of fucking arrogance to say that my style is optimal and yours isn't when.
But who's saying that?
When everybody you're talking about, both of you, when everybody you are.
I did not say that.
None of us said that once. We said there's things within our training. Wait, there's things within our training that we try to make optimal. Rep execution, which is a tangible. There's no questioning if form is better than other form. There is optimal form. That is not up for debate. Tempo is not up for debate. There's things that are not up for debate. When you're talking about styles in terms of repetitions and volume, we're not arguing that our style is better.
So there's no variance in execution.
I'm just saying that there maybe to some extent, but I think no, generally I think there's a best squat form, a best deadlift form that are teachable. If you go to someone, I think look,
we're not talking about beginners. We already established the fact that there is a textbook way to teach a beginner.
Sure.
But when you learn to feel a muscle, you don't think there's any variance in execution.
Listen, if you look at someone who is leg pressing and you know this person knows how to use their quads on a leg press, but you could say, you know, if you brought your feet down about an inch, you'd get a little more knee flexion, get some more quad engagement.
Yes.
If you went a little bit deeper,
what if this person has 40-inch quads already?
Maybe they could be 41.
Oh, okay. So we're just gonna play that game. We're gonna play that game forever. We're just gonna say,
but
well,
what's the point of your statement then, Fouad? I don't understand that. It's like, why train legs at all then? You know?
Because if the guy is already a fucking monster, then why would you correct what he's doing?
I'm not saying I would go up and correct somebody, but there's no denying that.
So you don't think that things can be better even if they're working?
If somebody looks like, if we're
No,
talking about
saying if something's working,
say,
you correct it and you actually go regress, then you're taking a
maybe some people have gotten to where they are because of how they train, and your way is not the perfect way.
Well,
maybe what they've done has helped them.
What part of what we're saying are you saying? What part when you're
let's say
what part are you arguing about?
Let's say you go to somebody and you say, you know what, if your foot was an inch lower, your quads would be bigger.
Well, that's not really up for debate though.
Well, but
knee flexion and more quad engagement is just scientific fact.
But where is the yeah, it's a scientific fact, but if the guy's quads are 5 times the size of yours already?
It's irrelevant. Then you're talking about genetic differences and other things. So it's not necessarily a training.
So this guy has found something that's worked for him and he's got world-class quads, and you're like, hey, you know what?
In that situation, I'm not going to walk up and talk to somebody and say that.
But this is my point. I've
seen people with better physiques than me, and we all have, that we know are training very poorly.
Exactly. So what I'm saying
doesn't mean that they can't train better and get less injuries and more results out of the training. So just because you have quads like Ramy doesn't mean
what if you change the training and the person gets worse?
That's what I just said.
But I don't think that would happen.
That's right. You don't think
hold on. But Fouad's argument is just this. You guys are missing the point. If somebody's
think we are.
If somebody's at the top of their game, right? And let's say somebody at this part of the game is giving them advice, and that you're trying to tell them to take their here, and they go here. So it's a very big risk to listen to somebody like that who has been doing it a certain way that have gotten them to that level. So
listen, you guys are also.
I don't think you guys are wrong, but I think it's a very fucking risky thing.
No, because now we're arguing genetic differences between people and not necessarily optimizing training. Because if we get two people,
isn't that part of training? Your genetic differences?
No.
So there's no difference in rep execution. The way I feel about
limb lengths play a role.
Sure, yes. But when we're talking about, like, Justin's perfect example of doing a leg press, and if someone's not maximally getting good, knee flexion on there, and they need to improve their quads,
getting good knee flexion, their quads wouldn't be fucking massive.
Some guys would, man.
You think somebody's training like shit and their legs still humongous and they're horrible form.
Absolutely.
But if they can feel the muscle working, what the fuck does it matter? Because obviously
you can make something better. Things can always be better. Who cares if it's getting you results? It can still be better.
Let's use an example. I'll give you an example. Let's take Samson, right?
Yep.
Samson's training is not, in your terms, optimal. But his legs are fucking humongous.
Sure. His legs would be humongous more than 99% of the world.
So what are we going to do? What are we going to do?
Walking lunges every day for 100 reps.
What are we going to do then? Go up to Samson and be like, you know what? Hey, if you slow down, your legs are going to be what? Bigger? The guy enjoys training a certain way.
Okay, wait. Are we talking about enjoyment now? What are we talking about?
But if you remember the beginning of the conversation, I said the mental aspect is just as important as the physical execution. If somebody
don't disagree, but when we're talking about optimal execution, enjoyment has literally nothing to do with it.
But this is what how do you measure optimal execution if the guy's developed 40-inch quads?
Okay, so if Usain Bolt runs the fastest 100-meter ever doing the worst training, you think that's...
Who cares then? If he runs backwards and he beats everybody, who gives a fuck?
That's literally the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Why?
Every single track and field coach would be like, look, you're awesome doing this, but we can make this way fucking better. Okay. 100% they're going to change that.
Fouad's argument is this: if he's done it better than anybody else, who are you to say to do it this way?
I'd be like, hey, coach, I ran
that's all.
Let's settle. Just because you're the best, let's settle for that. It's like, you're good. Let's just leave it there, not try and be better.
Ian,
I'm not disagreeing.
Wait a minute.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Your guy's argument makes no sense. There are literally 1,000 different ways to train, and all of them have achieved maximal results. And,
Yes,
somehow you have the gall to say that those styles aren't optimal.
You're not listening to what we're saying at all, are you?
I am listening to what you're saying.
No, you're not. You actually aren't. Because you're
Okay.
missing the point completely of what we're saying here.
Okay, explain.
We never said that. Never once did any of us say here that our training style was the best way. We're just saying there's facets of training which can be optimized universally.
Yes.
That's all we're saying.
I also never said that someone else's training style is shit, which you keep saying. I didn't fucking say that.
But look, there is going to be genetic fucking freaks out there. We could get Phil Heath and get him to do the worst arm workout ever composed of the terrible technique and terrible tempo and fucking sloppy form, and his arms would still be fucking awesome. Should we say, well, let's just leave him to do that because he's winning Olympians? It's like, well, why not make it better? You can. You know you can. And that's all I'm saying.
That's a good argument. Yeah, Fouad, you can agree with that, right?
What?
You didn't listen.
He's trying to coddle the conversation.
I'm deleting this whole fucking argument.
Don't do it.
No, absolutely not. You delete the worst parts of the podcast. This is insane.
I'm agreeing with you wholeheartedly that I think that people train differently, and do we know right now the best way to train necessarily? No. But is there facets of training that are proven? Yes, and we should all try and optimize those. It's not just, ooh, it's fun and you're getting
I don't think all of those are as proven as you think. That's the only argument I'm making. When you say, like, for a long time, the only argument was going to failure is the best way to grow muscle. Well, then that's showing that's maybe not the truth.
Okay, so would you say that for anyone doing sloppy control, no control in the eccentric?
But now you're going extreme.
Wait, I'm going to the extremes because then we can get to a center. So if you're bouncing out of your rep control from concentric to eccentric has no control in it, you're going to think that is more optimal than having some control through the phases of movement?
No, I wouldn't. There are definitely, I've already agreed with you.
If we get someone with Ramy's quads, but
wait a minute.
Would we not still correct him?
Wait a minute. I've already agreed with you multiple times, because that's where you're not listening. I've already agreed with you guys multiple times that there are hard and fast rules for training and diet. I just don't think all of them.
That's all I'm saying. That's literally all we're saying.
Yeah, but we just disagree on how many of them there are.
Well, I didn't say how many there are.
Okay.
I never said there's 1 or 5. I'm just saying there are some. So even if someone is getting insane success in bodybuilding, I still think that we could say, hey, you could change this and optimize something.
So you're just saying,
wait. Just because someone is achieving uber success doesn't mean it's the best way. There's no way you can think that.
I don't think that if it's absolutely wrong, right? If you took you took somebody who had horrible form and they became Mr. Olympia, I wouldn't say, yes, let's teach everybody to do that. But
that's literally all I'm arguing.
But we're talking about extremely sloppy. What I'm saying is your varying degrees of, hey, your foot should be an inch lower, or you should do this a 3 second negative instead of 2 second. I don't think that's that fucking complex. And I think that's why we have a generation of fucking 20-year-olds in the gym that are so fucking paralyzed they don't know how to train. Because they're like, well, maybe I should go slower. Maybe I should. They don't know what to fucking do because everybody thinks they have the best way. And I'm like,
yeah, no, I think paralysis by overanalysis is absolutely a terrible thing in bodybuilding, or in any kind of sport.
But I think that's what these conversations lead to. When you're overemphasizing the perfection of training, a whole bunch of 20-year-olds are listening to this going, oh, maybe I got to slow down.
How about this though? What if you've seen a new kid on the leg press who didn't have big legs and his feet were high? Would you tell him to lower his feet to get more knee flexion to try to
when you say a kid with small legs, that implies beginner. And yes, sure. I've already established with you that if you have a beginner,
why would you?
They don't know how to, because they don't know how to feel the muscle, so they should always start from perfect. But once you achieve a level of time, and listen, once you achieve a level of this is just for me personally. When you achieve a level of time in the sport, you learn to make movements a little different so that you feel them better. Not everybody moves the exact same way. Somebody's tricep press down might be different than somebody else's tricep press down.
Some people's feet are going to be out. Some people's feet are.
That's right. So what I'm saying is, when you're talking about a kid with small legs on a leg press, you're implying a beginner. So you would say, yes, Let's go teach
Maybe
that kid.
Maybe he's not a beginner. Maybe this dude has competed in the NPC for 6 years.
If you're talking about somebody, okay, fine. If you're talking about somebody with small legs, you're talking about somebody who's having trouble growing their quads. So I'm going to go over and say, let me help you. This might work better.
Trying to what? Optimize his approach to his leg training.
I agree with you that there is an optimal way, but it doesn't mean that that's the only way for everyone. That's why you might have a kid, like you said, but have massive legs and his feet might be 2 inches higher. And I'm not going to go over there and be like, hey, I know you got 36-inch quads, but if you put your legs down 2 inches, they'd be 38.
Oh, no,
I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that.
Still sit here. Like, we could still watch a guy that's winning the Olympia train and still be able to critique his form. We could all do that.
Yes, but what I'm saying,
I don't think just because someone is gaining success or is better than you, that you can't say that their things are better or working.
Well, the reason I say they're working is this. When you look at somebody like Ronnie Coleman, if we picked apart his training, we would say, wow, that's sloppy. He's moving too fast. His reps are too short. It's very jerky, right? That's what we would all say. But I would also say that over the course of 30 years of fucking training, he's learned that rep speed and that feel is the best for him. This is what I'm trying to
cause immense damage to his physique that could have been prevented.
Well, what caused immense physique was not the way he trained. It's because he was squatting 800 fucking pounds 3 weeks out from a show.
Dude, a ton. I mean, James Hollingshead would do that. I don't think he's going to necessarily be crippled like that, you know?
Okay, so now we're talking about preventing injury.
No, this is all I'm saying is that when you're talking about rep execution and certain things that can be tangibly optimized.
Would you say his squat form was wrong?
That was perfect.
It was fucking amazing.
But I'm saying with anything else.
No, but that's where his injury came from. So we're not his squat form was perfect. So it's kind of like it's kind of a moot point.
And he had a squat.
I mean, yeah, but you're talking about injuries that were compounded over years, multiple back injuries that weren't necessarily all from squats, just from heavy loads. Heavy loads not under full control through the change in direction.
Look, Jay touched on this a little bit, and this is all I'm trying to say, is when a young kid who's just starting out watches someone like Justin, it's perfect because the beginner has to learn how to do it right. Okay. I 100% agree with Justin on that point. He should learn rep tempo. He should learn execution, blah, blah, blah. Where I think it's different is when you take someone like Jay over the course of 20 years or 10 years or 30 years,
sure,
you start to learn the execution may feel a little different for you and you learn to do different things. So I would never go to somebody who's been training for 10 years.
I don't disagree with that at all.
But that's why I said there's not hard and fast rules for rep execution. Sometimes it can be varied depending on the time somebody's been training, how they learn to feel the muscle. These things all factor in.
Branch said something, and he said it.
No, wait, let him answer. Let him answer.
Branch said it a while ago. You want me to answer? You want Ian?
No, I just want to say to Ian one more thing. That's where when you talk about variance, that's where the variance comes in. Experience changes things. Yes, if you're writing a textbook, Justin's form is in the textbook. Yeah, but that doesn't always apply, is what I'm saying.
Why?
Because it's different from person to person.
Okay, hold on. Perfect example. Time out. Your textbook form driving a car is 10 and 2, right? Right. Hold on. Yes, it is.
It's already bad. Yes.
No, it's not. Hold on. You're telling me when you've driven your fastest or your best, you're at 10 and 2?
Yes.
If I was in a race car driving my fastest, I would definitely be at 10.
When I'm on a racetrack, I'm driving 10 too.
I'm not
driving like this.
Yeah, getting that.
If you're on a racetrack,
I'm talking about like everyday driving. Do you drive with 10 and 2?
No, but that's not optimal.
The most optimal way when I'm driving to the fucking gym.
If you're driving a racetrack, you're driving optimal. It's like this.
All right, you might want to edit this part out.
All I'm saying is that even if there is individuality in certain aspects, I still think there are solid rules of things that are optimally the best within training. Okay, and why would you not, even if you're gaining success in something, you can still optimize things. And I think that is universal in everything.
Yeah.
I don't think success can be used as a tangible. I don't think success can be used as your thing of like,
what you have to say is
I'm winning shows.
You have to say just because you're the best doesn't mean you're perfect. And then end it.
That's fine, but it's fine. But let me ask you this. You're talking about things can always be better. What if somebody had the optimal execution of the exercise, but they felt it more when it wasn't optimal? That's better for them.
Please, can I say what I was going to say about Branch?
Yeah, go ahead.
Branch told when I asked Branch a long time, and I think he said it publicly, but he said He goes, I know my form isn't optimal for training. He goes, but I was taught that if I'm doing a one-arm dumbbell row, I'm supposed to feel it right here in this muscle.
Mhm.
So as long as I'm performing the exercise and I feel it right here, I don't give a fuck what it looks like.
That's not proving any point at all here.
But what I'm saying is, but that's how he built his physique.
Look, I could do the same form as Branch and feel it there. That doesn't.
But you
mean
didn't answer my question. Remember?
Sorry, what was the question?
So you're saying there's always a way it could be better.
Sure.
So what I'm asking you is, depending on the person's structure and everything, let's say that you taught them the perfect way to do something, but they felt it better when they changed it a bit. That's optimizing it for that person.
Yes, but that's not what I'm debating here. I'm not debating that at all. I'm debating the things that aren't individuality within. I'm not debating things.
Let's go down the list. Let's go down the list. Let's go down the list. Name one.
Boy.
No,
Rep
just
tempo.
not the whole list.
Rep tempo.
So you think Ronnie's fast movements, he could have been better if they were slow?
I think he could have been potentially cause less harm to his joints, tendons, and ligaments while achieving the same thing. Jay's tempo was pretty good, so I don't have a.
Jay was a very not fast, but
not
controlled tempo though.
Pardon?
It was a much more controlled tempo than
controlled tempo is what I'm talking. I'm not talking about speed.
Okay, that's
control through the change.
Listen, I'm not going to argue with you. There's a hard and fast rule. You're right. If you're jerky with the weight, you're probably more likely to get injured. I can get on board with that.
Yep.
Yeah.
But what if you're faster than Justin but still in control?
Then I don't have a problem with that.
Sometimes.
So we're not talking about rep speed as much as we're talking about control of the weight.
Yes.
Because what Guy was doing was he was doing this. He looked like he was totally in control, but it wasn't slow.
Yeah, but he was in control.
Right.
Using control, sure.
So we're not talking about rep
But when
speed.
you showed us Guy's video, we all said his form was fine.
You know, if we had,
Well, no.
do you remember this conversation that you had? I think you talked about training legs with Brandon on the leg press.
Yes, and he was going fast.
What he said was he liked to
Drop his negatives.
fall out of the negative
Yeah.
and then catch it in the bottom
Yes.
and then drive it back up.
Yes.
Do you think he could improve upon that with different execution? Mr. Olympia, by the way.
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
listen,
you're right there. I do see. He argued it.
This is literally what I'm arguing. Yeah.
One second. He argued it and brought up a good point for it. And I can't remember. I think he was talking about the force it takes to catch the weight and push back through it is going to bring just as much muscle growth as controlling the negative. Now, I don't know if that
put a lot more load and
wait a minute. I don't know if that's true or not. Where I will agree with you though is Brandon's way is probably going to cause more injury.
Yeah.
Because dropping the weight and then trying to catch it.
kind of pretty much the argument.
Brandon,
that's literally all the argument.
No, but I said I agreed with you. I said let's make a list that we can all agree on, and one of them is jerking the weight is probably going to cause more injury. I'm on board.
But I also think, when you're talking about things in terms of hypertrophy, there is somewhat of a universally agreed upon time under tension. 3 seconds of time under tension is not valuable for hypertrophy. So I think if someone's doing 12 reps, but they're going super fast, even if it's under control and it's only 20 seconds of time under tension, we can be we can optimize this by slowing those down a bit.
Yeah.
We can all agree upon that.
I would agree with that.
I don't know what. Wait. I don't know if I can agree with that. Why? Because it's still the same time under tension.
No, it's not.
Oh, it'd be more.
Well,
Yeah.
you're saying it's 20 seconds. He's doing it faster, so he's going to do more reps. You're saying we could slow it down, but it's still going to be you're going to do less reps, but it's still 20 seconds. Is that what you're
No.
saying?
I'm saying doing the same amount of reps, but now make it take 45 seconds.
Yeah, that's
Oh, I
hard.
see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree with that.
But you're just adding more volume in a different way. That's all I'm saying. That's why I get so frustrated by this stuff. It's
Sure, but I think these things still matter.
let's say, but wait a minute. This is what frustrates me. Let's say Justin or you do one top set, right? And it's all
But
out.
wait. We haven't once here debated that our style of training is the best. We've just said that there's ways to optimize training, which we try and take advantage of.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
So are you saying, okay, give me another rule. Jerking the weight.
Program.
Jerking the weight. What's another rule that you can think of on top of your head?
I don't know.
Listen, we just argued for 45 minutes. We might as well teach people something.
Yeah, sure. I think you learned lots by listening to us.
I would say that there is a good, solid, hard rule on recoverability. I think too much volume you can't recover from.
But that one's tricky because and listen, I'm not trying to disagree.
Wait, are we talking in the gym now? Because now I'm fucking confused.
Yeah, we're talking in the gym, hard and fast rules for
You're talking about
growth
recovery.
for growth. Yeah, but he's saying too much volume
Listen,
would hinder your recovery.
So overtraining.
if you do 30 sets of chest and 7 days later your chest is still sore, I would argue that you should pull back on
You
your
did too
volume.
much.
Yes.
Yeah.
You did too much. Yes.
We can
And
all agree on that.
So overtraining exists, is what you're saying.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Which is actually one of the most common things I see a lot today with young guys is they'll be like, I don't like taking days off. I get bored. I train every single day of the week. I'm like, you're throwing
Horrible.
a ton of fucking results on the off the table.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Okay, so we can agree with that. Too much volume in one session,
Sure.
Overtraining.
or training too long. Those two things are out for sure.
Yeah.
What else, Justin?
I would say you talk about the argument of training to failure. I'm
Yes.
not going to say that training to failure is the only way to do it.
Yes.
What I'm going to say is even if you trained reps in reserve or you trained a higher volume, I still think you need to be progressive in your approach to have a progressive overload to cause adaptation. Now, I do that through failure sets and tracking those failure sets and improving on those. Whether
Like how many, look, I know tons of guys that are even top level national bodybuilders that I've seen for 10 years go into the gym, put 315 on the incline bench and do 4 sets of 12 with it.
I know. I get it.
That's not optimized, you know?
But you can still optimize 12 reps not to failure.
Sure.
Yes.
Yes, and that's what we're saying. You could slow those reps down. You could
No. That's not what I mean. That's not what I mean.
You could optimize those within the confines of progressive overload. Like there's things you could do to optimize that same thing. Yes.
Okay, so we all agree that some form of progression, either with reps or with weight
or execution,
some form of progression has to exist. We all agree on that.
Yes.
Okay. Anything else? Another hard and fast rule in the gym.
Well, I think what we were talking about before, if we already said this, like
One of the places me and Justin don't agree is rest.
rest between sets.
Yes.
So
Justin,
what's your
see?
Well,
I've always felt like there was two schools of thought, and me and Evan talked about this a long time ago. Evan always believed that the longer rest, so that you had your full strength was back before you lifted. So like he would take, if he was squatting, he would take 2 to 5 minutes if he had to make sure he could get back under 5 or 6 plates, whatever he was doing.
let's talk about that.
But wait a minute. So I just let me finish the other side of the debate. The other side of that is I always felt like if I was going fast enough, I kept pushing blood into the muscle. And even though I wasn't my strongest, I was still taxing the muscle as much as possible.
But I don't think getting blood into muscle is what makes a muscle grow necessarily.
No, but you're constantly taxing it. So let's say this is your strength level, right? You guys, you're under the assumption that if I wait longer, my strength will be all the way back to 100 and I can go heavier. I'm under the assumption that if I go before it's at 100, it doesn't matter. I'm still trying to get it down to 0 and tax as much muscle fibers as possible.
I'll say that
I don't have to tax them with the heaviest weight possible.
Almost like you're pre-exhausting it.
For me, it's not always about my ability to go heaviest. Now, if I'm fresher and I have all my strength back, that's more opportunity to hone in on execution. That way I can fully optimize that set. Where if I was tired, I may be a little more looser in my approach to get that extra rep. Now, listen, another thing I want to touch on when you're talking about shorter rest periods, I want to make sure when I go back into my second set of leg press, we're not dealing with an oxygen debt. I'm not calling that set because I'm fucking gassed.
Okay, but let me ask you a question. We train chest together.
Yeah.
We moved a little faster than you wanted to.
Definitely.
You weren't out of breath doing your sets.
No. Not training chest, no.
That's what I'm saying. But you might not have had, like, let's say we're doing Smith machine and we're doing 3 plates on the Smith machine press. Maybe you were doing a few less reps than you normally would.
For sure. Yep.
But were you taxing the same amount of muscle?
Well, not necessarily. No.
You know, if
Why?
if I was using the same load for 3 more reps, then
yeah, but
no.
mechanical tension is not the only measurement for muscle growth.
Well, time that you achieve it all in isn't really mean anything.
Same load, the exact same mechanical tension, but I'm able to get 3 more reps because I gave myself more time. Then yes, I would argue.
What is the advantage of shorter time? It doesn't really add anything, you know?
Well, in my mind, and this is my bro science, is I'm taxing more muscle because it's like I'm not giving the muscle a chance to break.
But he would that doesn't make sense in my head because all you're saying taxing more muscle is a shorter break. If he's doing the same amount of reps, same amount of sets, but now able to,
he's not doing the same amount of sets. He's not doing that's the difference. Is I will do more volume.
No, so but I'm saying, let's say he was doing all that the same.
No, if he was okay.
Let me see. He's doing everything the same of a Fouad workout, but taking longer breaks so that he can operate at a little bit higher load.
Yeah.
How is that not more advantageous?
It's not more. You're definitely right. It's more advantageous. But the difference is I'm doing more volume. So I'm moving a little faster. It's kind of like Jay would do 5 exercises and 4 sets per exercise, whereas you guys will do 5 exercises, but you'll work up to like 1 top set or maybe 2. So you're getting...
So the time is relevant here. Where's the time relevance in all, you know?
It's not that the time is relevant. It's just like, I like to go faster. I like to keep the blood flowing. I like to keep the muscle taxed.
That's a preference in how you like it to feel.
It's a preference. You're right. Yeah. But what I'm saying is at the end of the day, we're both doing the same amount of tension and time under tension. It's just, I'm doing more volume than you are.
Possibly. Now let's say this.
Let's say you're Iain, you're doing 2 sets at 405.
Yeah.
I'm doing 4 sets at 365.
Sure. Now, what if I decide to do the same 4 sets as you and just take 5 minutes between each one so I can still do it?
I already told you then you would be right.
But if that was the case, people would train all super high volume with super long breaks, and that's not the case.
And do you think that maybe the overuse of a joint or a tendon within those 4 sets can cause more damage than good?
I've had this discussion before. I think that there are 2 schools of thought there because you're using more weight, and I could say, is that also more damage to the tendon because you're putting more load? You're putting more load on the tendon.
Yeah, I would say yes and no, because like a hack squat, I might just do a 3-second negative and a pause in the hole, and then I can cut back on a plate per side.
Yeah, but I don't know what you mean. So if we're benching,
I'm not always chasing load.
Yeah, but I'm not always either. So it's like that's kind of a moot point, right? Like I'm not always doing 4 sets with 405. There might be some times where I might do some pause reps with 315.
Sure. Yeah.
Right. So it's like this is what I'm trying to say. Like,
I'm saying you add everything in.
Like when you take everything into consideration, like we've already had this conversation, Justin. We've trained together. We've trained with Ben. Yeah. We've done your style. We've done my style. They're not very fucking different.
I'm telling you, dude, they're really not that far apart.
It's like we have these conversations and we have a 45-minute argument, but when we all get in the gym, it's like your style is not far off of my style.
So we're training.
All we were debating here is that there is things in training that can be optimized and stop. Like that's it.
Which I think in our defense,
I think you
pushed back on a lot.
I think the only part I pushed back on was that I don't think all of them are as solidified as you guys say they are.
Well, as we went down that list, I think we all agreed on the list.
Agreed. We only went through 3 things. What are you talking about?
Those are 3 certain things. We're talking about rep execution, tempo. Like these are what.
But I pushed back on the rep execution thing.
I mean,
I said to you, you said things could be better, and I said you're right. If you taught somebody perfect execution and it didn't work out perfectly for them, they might want to change it. Now that's not textbook, but it might work better for them.
Yes, but I'm still saying like when the example he made with the leg press still holds true to everyone. Doing something that's gonna just from a biomechanical way of
maybe I don't have the same level of ankle flexion and I'm getting my fucking toes up, my heels up off the fucking pad. Then it's not gonna work for me.
Recommendation to you would be improve your ankle flexion so that you can optimize that exercise.
What if I can't?
You can. Everyone can.
I can't. My ankle flexion is horrible. That's it.
My Achilles tendon got cut.
Yeah, this is where my foot goes. It's not going to go any further, and my heel comes up.
I have a plate in my Achilles.
Then stretch your calves, work on your ankle mobility, make it better, so you can make that exercise more effective at hitting your quads.
You guys are killing the next generation of lifters. You're killing them.
Okay, I can agree that
you even admitted it.
A lot of this gets
not you guys. Because especially Justin, we talked about it one day because guys are sending him videos and they're like, is this right? And they look almost like nervous to lift the weight.
I know. But then on the flip side of that, let's look at the Ronnie Branch era. How was that good for the generation?
Everybody had a fucking blast. We're all just everyone's slanging and banging.
Ask my shoulders.
Yeah, these guys are 40 years old with knee replacements, hip replacements, shoulder replacements.
No.
6 pec tears.
Listen, these guys.
My boobies are attached.
These guys are gonna have the same level of pain.
I know,
Ian's been complaining about knee pain for a year. He's only 32.
I've never had any training injuries ever.
Ian has nerve damage.
Okay, with a house, bro. You're gonna have hip and back problems.
I'm 32 years old. I've never had one training issue in 20 years.
Neither did I. Wait until you're 35.
Knock on wood. I hope you never get injured. But what I will say is this: at 32, and you started this fucking thing, so I have a bone to pick with you about it. The whole putting a reverse band on a hack squat, that started because you said my knees hurt.
Yeah, but that's not an injury.
Well, I'm just saying it starts with a knee hurt and then it goes from there.
No, but I can fix knee hurting. Like when my knees hurt, it's not because I'm getting old. It's because, maybe I haven't been as proactive with my warm up.
Listen,
you can mask the knee hurting until the fucking arthritis kicks in.
No, I think a lot of guys from older generations were very negligent with a lot of things that could have made them healthier in training.
I'll give you, and the banding this hack squat argument is a bit more nuanced than just my knee hurts. That it's
no. He literally, don't start defending.
He
literally said to me,
"Don't suck dick on the podcast."
I use this band for the same exact reason, but what it does is it improves the strength curve from.
It's just changing the strength curve.
Yeah, no, that's bullshit. I'm calling bullshit on both of you. You know why? No, don't dismiss it. You know why? Because
I don't dismiss it. What did you just do?
I dismissed you because what you said was bullshit. Because I used to do the same thing you're doing by increasing the strength curve, but I would put the band on the bottom going up so that I didn't have 15 plates on the fucking leg press. You
see when I band the leg press, I band it down. I band it the way you like it. But the hack squat, to do that is a bitch. I got to bring over 100-pound dumbbells and wrap it around the dumbbell. I don't have anywhere on my hack squat to hook a band to.
I'm going to find a place.
Yeah, I also want to put as many plates on there as possible.
That's the truth. Now he said it. See, that's the truth.
What's the problem with that?
And now you have a whole generation of fucking 20-year-olds that are fucking hack squatting 10 plates because they're putting a band this fucking thick on the back of their hack squat. That's your fault. That's all your fault.
Hack squat away. 10 plates, fucking 35 bands. Give her.
No, because then you take all the 45s, you idiots.
Fucking asshole.
I'll agree with you that by guys that are doing it with methodical reasons, that a lot of people it'll trickle down to that people don't really know why we're doing it and will follow it thinking it's a good way to do something when they don't really need to be doing it.
But you realize that you could put the band on the bottom going up.
Yeah, but I'm agreeing with Justin. That's a fucking pain in the ass to do.
He's a bitch.
And you're also using two bands then because I'm just using one in the center.
No, we can't afford another band. We can
No.
You guys are such meatheads.
We're trying to optimize. We're trying to optimize here. One band is more optimal than two, Fouad. Efficiency and optimization.
We argue so much on this podcast.
That wasn't an argument. That was a debate. That was good.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm the more measured one in this whole thing, this whole topic.
Oh, you're more measured.
I feel like I'm
with that wholeheartedly.
You kidding? I had my hand. I couldn't get a word in.
The reason I feel measured is because I'm inclusive to everybody. We should all accept people's training for what it is.
No, absolutely, we should not. 0% we should accept everyone's training.
I don't know.
We should accept good
if
training.
You showed up to my gym, you wouldn't accept everybody's training styles.
That's because they're all following you.
Yeah.
Do we want to do one lighthearted question to end on a high note?
I feel lighthearted. Are you upset?
I'm looking at Iain. He looks sad.
No, I'm great.
Fine. He's laughing.
I'm good. I'm just saying, moving on. Let's do something.
Justin, you know how many arguments we got on the podcast? We all realize now it's not going to mean anything after.
Justin, we clearly won that argument. So
I know he's fucking smoked him.
Hey guys, over under and over under in the time frame. Fouad texts us and goes,
"You won. You won this point."
Okay.
There's definitely hard and fast rules to training and diet, which I said like 5 times in the argument, but we disagree on how stringent they are. And I think that's the only difference.
Yeah, I don't think they're that stringent, but I agree with you. Good, sure. Move on. Next question.
Let's move on.
Like, okay.
How did we get there, by the way? Was that even a question?
We were making fun of guys training.
Oh, yeah. Guy training certainly is not optimal, so.
Guy, you want to show us that pendulum squat now?
No, wait.
Yeah,
Let's see this. Let's see what
he's doing his floor press because he's trying to work on his lockout strength for his bench press competition.
I like fucking floor press. What's wrong with you guys? Okay, do you pause there? Yeah, good. Make sure you stop longer. There you go.
Is that more optimal for that?
It's more optimal, yes. Yes.
More time under 10.
But that's because Guy has a small chest. So I'm trying to help him.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But if his chest was big, he doesn't need to do it.
Then I wouldn't care. Yeah, do it.
And he can do bad all he wants because his chest is already.
Well, if it's working for you, whatever works.
Fuck off.
Oh yeah, dude, look at him fired up, fucking slapping a plate on and back at it.
I love you guys. Okay, wait, let's see this. This is good.
that old 5 shirt?
Oh shit! I got to get premium. Okay. Oh, these are John's.
Yeah.
With the hand grip. I don't like those. I feel dangerous. Those feel dangerous to me.
I just can't go as heavy.
Yeah, definitely not with that grip. But I always feel it like right in my fucking shoulder when I do that grip.
No, I don't. I'm good with that.
Yeah. What are they doing? What's he doing wrong here, Justin? You want to tell us?
I just think he's bringing the dumbbells into a disadvantageous position, and it's not. I'm just kidding. I don't fucking care what he's doing.
I thought you were being serious. Tell me.
I don't give a shit.
Well, does that look good or no? We're not going to argue. I just want to know what you think.
I wouldn't necessarily choose that. I don't know if that's more beneficial than like a regular dumbbell fly or a chest press.
That's John. John used to feel like you'd get a better contraction out of that grip.
Yeah, I know. I remember seeing John do that, and that was John's niche, was kind of to have these one-off exercises that were a little bit different. You know,
and I will say that, you know, I know a lot of people think it's fluff, but it's not. Like a lot of times he would teach me like a small thing like that, and I would be like, oh, I can feel that more. Now maybe that's just because I never hit the muscle with that angle, or maybe because it was actually better. I don't know, but I could always feel a little more when he tweaked something.
I like to do different shit. I try not to do the same shit all the time.
Their philosophy is totally different, but they're also in a very different place in their career.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do an ass or shit question, and then
it's a poop question.
Let's do.
Iain, our poor wives just had to sit there and listen to us argue about training.
Melissa left. She's in the bedroom with the TV real loud.
Jasmine's just right here, but playing on her computer, like, what the fuck?
Yeah, but she seems like she just doesn't give a fuck about anything.
No, she's actually not listening at all.
She doesn't care. She's like fucking idiots.
Like, Fouad doesn't know how to fucking train. Never have.
Well, whatever. It got me to 300 pounds. Whatever works to get you there, fucker.
Yeah, there you go.
Could have been 302.
It was the training. It had nothing to do with the big man.
You could still have a tricep.
What?
I said it had nothing.
What'd you say? I tore a tricep?
I said you could still have a tricep.
Dude, I tore it when I was like 40. Go fuck yourself.
I know. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, but it got to that point because of 20 years of unoptimal training.
I will say, I think the original injury to my tricep came from doing skull crushers heavy, but with too fast a negative.
Yeah.
I remember I was like,
We'll do it.
I was like 30 and I had like, I forget what I was using, but I came down too fast and I felt something here and my elbow was never the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
How did you tear it again? Do what?
Control.
benching.
Benching.
That's that control of the change of direction that Iain's talking about.
We agreed on that one. Why don't you just fuck off?
Oh, I was just, doubling down.
Well, no, it's the change of direction only matters if you're a bad bodybuilder.
Guys, if we
If
go
you're a good
back-
bodybuilder, you can do everything.
Yeah, then it's okay. It works for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had 23-inch arms.
I got
I
to
mean,
300 pounds. It's all good.
Brandon won the Olympia, so you can't dispute.
There you go. Okay.
Good.
When you win the Olympia, you can tell him he's wrong.
Yeah.
Until then,
I can't fucking wait to win the Olympia. Like, I did everything right.
if you win the Olympia, I'm never going to hear the end of this shit.
Oh my God, that'll be the best day ever.
Justin, I have faith.
Thank you.
But I still want him to win the Olympia, but now I don't, so I have to hear this shit.
See,
Fuck.
he doesn't have faith.
I'm stuck now.
Worth it.
I'm
Worth
stuck
it.
in a bad spot.
Now it's
And you also have to think from the selfish way that he is an athlete with your company. If he wins the Olympia, that's awesome for you.
I'm thinking of it. Well, no, because I have to give him a bonus. I'm thinking of it more from a friend. I'm thinking of it more from a friend aspect.
His ass more. Fuck
Yeah,
that.
what's the bonus that you're getting for winning?
That
an
was the most selfish answer. No,
As a-
that's it.
The thing is, it was
I'm gonna
so
go.
You didn't let me finish. I was going
You
to say,
didn't
You
have
didn't have to. You didn't have to. There's nothing you can say after that.
yes, there was. I was going to say, as a friend, I want him to win the Olympia.
But
As
as,
his-
the guy who
as
cuts
his
his
boss-
As a business owner, I want him to fail.
As his boss, I want him to be fourth. That way there's no bonus.
I don't know. I think whatever the bonus is, you would make it back in the PR you'd get from having an Olympia.
Obviously, I'm just joking. I want everybody to kill everybody.
But immediately after that, I was like, no.
Tanning bed.
Play back
This is a
He just said, I want everybody to kill everybody.
I want all my guys to kill everybody.
He
That's
just
what
said, I want everybody to kill
Yeah.
everybody.
This is a stupid question. I'm gonna read it anyway. Tanning bed with or without boxer briefs?
Without.
What
would
wears
you-
boxers
Who
in the
the fuck would
tent?
wear? That's what I'm saying. Who would wear
Who's
boxers?
the gay guy that asked that?
Yeah.
Hey, would you wear boxers in a sauna?
No, I would wear a towel.
A towel, right? Yeah.
Okay.
Do you wear boxers when you get a blowjob?
Towel.
Stick your-
If there's a hole in the middle, yeah, I stick my dick out
You
the
do that?
pee hole. Yeah.
Wait, have you ever had sex where you pulled it out the boxer hole?
Yes.
I knew it.
Oh. On, I
Just
would
trying-
lift my dick out the bottom, you know?
You've done out the bottom.
Wait. The
Yeah, like
short
where I
bottom.
lift it, like go out the side bottom, you know?
Like pull it out the leg.
Yeah, out the leg hole. Yeah.
I always got they're going right around the ankles.
Or I'd pull them down. Yeah.
Listen, I just want to say I did it for fun. It wasn't like because I was too lazy. I just want
You
to see what it
can't
was like.
pull them down.
You went
because
through your jeans and everything.
Yeah, like through the zipper. Yeah, the zipper. I opened the zipper, pull it through the
Okay,
box.
wait. Sorry, that's true. I think Melissa has in the car, I think through my zipper of my pants. Yeah.
I wanted to see what it was like. I'm a little bit.
I knew it. There was no
It is,
reason
Mike.
besides that. Besides, I just wanted to see what it was
No,
like.
well, it's not going to feel better. I just want to see like what this is fucked up.
When your
Let me see.
pants got all wet, right?
Can you fuck with your shirt on?
I do all the time.
I don't like it.
I gotta hold it up.
Yes.
I'm way too insecure with my
No,
body.
no.
I keep my clothes on all the time.
No, you don't.
Oh God.
Guys, right. Even if I'm wearing a
do
shirt,
that.
I gotta get it out of the way. I want to.
Yeah,
see
you'll
it.
like lift it up. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
It's always coming off.
So
Even if I'm just getting head, I'm like,
no, if I'm getting ahead, I keep my shirt on.
I'm getting roadhead. I'm just like,
Naked in the car, just fucking.
What's your favorite non-bodybuilding related YouTube channel? Kevin Samuels.
Shit, I don't really know.
Is there a favorite YouTube channel that you guys watch other than bodybuilding stuff?
Yeah, I'm too embarrassed to say it though.
What is it? Tell me.
It's like a very like childish thing to watch.
What is it?
I watch this channel called Good Mythical Morning. Have you heard of it?
What the fuck is that?
It's like food stuff. It's like I watch their food videos.
I want to see what this is.
yeah, I think that's a good one.
What do you watch, Justin? Anything?
That couple like Kara and Nate, the travel vloggers.
Oh, James was talking about that.
Yeah, they're really good.
This is
So like this.
Oh, I've heard about these guys.
Yeah,
What
so
do they
like fancy versus fast versus frozen international. Like I watch these ones. Yeah.
yeah.
and they have on like celebrities and shit.
Not very often, but yeah. I mean, I think they're very entertaining to watch.
Oh
So, like, say they'll blindfold Fouad, they'll have like a frozen food, one from like a medium restaurant, one from a very fancy, and then they'll blind taste and be like, does the fanciest one actually taste better than the
I've
frozen
seen
one?
that.
And sometimes it's like,
You know what else is really good is Hot Ones.
yeah, Hot Ones is good.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've watched some Hot Ones episodes.
Mhm.
Guy, you probably just like Everyone Loves Raymond.
I don't watch it.
What's wrong? What's wrong with you? Why don't you just go on YouTube and just flip through the Explore page?
I
Maybe
just
you'll
had a brand new TV too. I don't even know how to use it. It's so
Too
fucking-
busy, man.
There's probably a button. There's probably a
Dude,
button.
my remote is like a mouse now. When I pointed the TV, I'm so confused.
Yeah, but your remote probably has a Netflix button or a YouTube button right on it.
Now it's all on the TV when it opens.
He's so it's on the TV. I don't wanna do it.
No, he's like, I'm like, I know it's on the TV, but it's also on your remote.
Dude, there's definitely a button on your remote.
What does he do with his time, this guy?
No, he's just so
he acts
busy.
like he's so busy. He's fucking retired.
Like, what is he doing? What do you do all day, man?
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
there's
a
a button right there.
There's a Disney button at the bottom, and
I don't pay for Disney Plus.
You're so cheap. When are y'all coming back to Jersey? June.
Yeah.
June.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Wait for
Yeah.
what?
Aries.
Oh.
Will
Are we
Hostile.
doing a live podcast?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Will Hostile release an energy drink in the future? Yes.
Yeah, you definitely should, because like those fucking RTDs fly.
When's the rematch between you and Guy for the TRT Olympics? June.
June.
If you could be the best musician in the world, what instrument would you play? Drums.
Piano.
Ooh, piano.
Did you say skin flute? You said skin flute, didn't you?
I feel like you're probably pretty proficient.
What did you say, Justin?
I said I feel like Guy's probably pretty proficient.
No. What did you say the instrument was?
Fuck you, Justin.
Huh? What was
I
it?
said guitar.
Guitar?
Yeah, like electric guitar would be fucking badass.
Piano, for sure, piano.
But when he said piano, I
Well, we can start a band then. What would you what would you play, Guy? For real?
I'll just sing, and then we have a boy band.
He'll play the cymbal. He'll just fucking
Triangle.
yeah, the tingle. There's the triangle. Yeah.
If your shoulders are wider than your waist, would you say that's a form of having good genetics? I hope your shoulders are wider than your waist.
I fucking hope your
Wow.
shoulders.
Otherwise,
they're wider.
Imagine your
Not much
shoulders
wider.
being narrower than your waist.
We call those.
We call that a triangle.
We call it a pair body. I call those people pair bodies.
Pair body, yeah.
Yeah, that's bad.
Favorite
What's
favorite non bodybuilding sporting event you've attended? UFC 20 something, UFC 220 something. There was one in Vegas I went to when who the fuck lost their championship belt that night? Tyrone Woodley lost to Usman.
Yeah.
Anyway, you guys, anything?
I went to a rodeo once. It was pretty wild.
That sounds cool.
Rodeos are pretty cool.
Did you go with Branch?
Who did I go with? It was fucking years ago.
I went to the Formula One race this year. It was pretty sick.
Oh, that would be
that's
fucking cool.
It was
awesome.
in Texas. Oh no, was it in X?
What about you, Justin? Anything?
I've been to some pretty cool like BMX or like motocross events, but I don't know. Like I've been to football games, but I don't really care.
Football games are cool, but they're not like, oh my god.
Yeah,
I think I decided I want to learn to dirt bike motocross.
dude. Yeah,
I'm gonna lose.
you actually want to motocross? I think you on like an enduro trail riding. I think you'd
Yeah,
be.
you ever seen like Ron Partlow in his retirement BMXing a storm up, you know?
Yeah, I want to do it on a
And look,
on a
Ron
motorized
Harlow's
vehicle.
shredded too, dude. Why don't you get shredded?
Well, it's the thing. I'm gonna lose like 40 pounds and then I'm gonna motocross.
Yeah, I was in Saskatoon. When we were in Saskatoon, one of the guys there is like good buddies with Ron. He was saying that Ron was looking to rent like a warehouse spacing over the winter so he could BMX in it. And the guys, when he was like talking to these guys that are renting it for them, they're like so sketched out about what he wants to use it for. They're like, the fuck, dude? Like, you know, you're doing weird shit. You're like, no, I just want to ride my bike inside here. It's too fucking cold.
He's that crazy about it, eh?
He just wants a place to do it in the winter. Yeah.
That's not a bad
I mean,
idea.
I'm telling you, like BMX here. I'm in the Northwest. I'm in Southern Oregon. So all winter, I would just be staring outside, waiting for the concrete to be dry, so I could go to the skate park. Otherwise, I'm hanging out under carports, riding fucking. Yeah. Like 6 months out of the year, I'm like fucking. Imagine like looking outside, it's raining. You're like, fuck, I can't train today.
Yeah, that's how I feel every day on my motorcycle.
Going on a fucking BMX bike, right? Rain.
No, not BMX, on a dirt bike.
See, I think if you had like an enduro or something and you did like some trail riding, I think you'd really like it.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Why are you covering your face, guy?
There's just something else to fucking kill yourself.
I think that's better. And
no, you're way
like
safer
on the freeway.
You're way safer on a dirt bike than you are on a Harley on a fucking.
Definitely.
On
so you hit a fucking jump and die.
No, I'll lose weight.
Or the semi-trailer.
Lose weight. A year. You've been 260 for a year. It's 2023. What do you weigh today?
264.
If you're above 260, don't even just go home. Just end the podcast.
I'm doing a transformation this year.
That's not what
he's trying to bulk right now so that he can cut later for a good transformation.
He's doing, yeah.
He has to make like a Fouad Abiad classic in order to have some like.
No, I'm bulking up so the before picture looks like dog shit, and then I'm gonna.
When's the last time you fucking DoorDash?
Saturday.
You know,
last time? Wait, hold on. When's the last time you Uber Eats?
Monday.
I knew there was I knew it. I said
I'm bulking so I can transfer.
I actually watched your podcast with Dr. Khan. I watched some of it. And you're like, yeah, I deal with like some IBS. I'm thinking, you don't deal with IBS. You do that shit to yourself.
McDonald's.
You do with pizza and McDonald's.
No, I'm telling you. It's IBS. I'm telling you.
It's not the fucking large pizza.
Yeah, let's put this to the test.
3 times a week I get diarrhea and I have no idea why.
Pick one pair. Oh, this is the last one?
Yeah.
Would you rather give up air conditioning and heating for the rest of your life or give up the internet for the rest of your life?
Internet.
Well, it depends. Where do we have to live?
Wherever you want, I guess.
I mean, I could probably live in like Vancouver or on the West Coast and get away with neither. You know,
wait, there's got to be like a loophole in here because like if our job requires internet, that's insane.
No, but I'm saying like I could live in Vancouver and probably have neither of those and be okay. You know?
Yeah.
I was just having this conversation with the guys on the other podcast about missing a time when there was no phones. I know I sound like an old fucking man, but I don't care. Yeah. I miss kind of sometimes in just not being
for sure, dude,
attached.
No, I remember when like you had to be at home to take a phone call.
Yeah,
and like you couldn't like like if you wanted to make a phone call, like you had to be in the house. It wasn't like attached to your fucking like it's convenient, yeah, but it's an inconvenience.
I miss seeing payphones.
Sometimes
Since 2 weeks out from the Olympia, I made like the informed decision. I'm like, I'm going to stop going on my phone, especially social media, a lot more. And it kind of stuck since. My average using time on my phone went from being like 6 to 8 hours a day to it's been like less than 2.5 since.
Is that why you're so happy lately?
Yeah. And it's continued since the Olympia. I haven't used it more.
I'm being dead serious. You seem happier or no?
For sure.
Yeah.
Things like I'm just way less bothered. Like I'm not reading bad comments about myself. And like, and even if I do now, I'm like, whatever, like I don't
It's so easy to roll over, grab your phone in bed and just start scrolling like the second you're that's fucking poison.
I use my phone.
Now I consciously, like, if I pick up my phone and I open Instagram, I'm like, is there a reason for me to be on this right now? If the answer is no, I close it and open up something.
Jasmine's really good about that. She smacks the phone out of my hand a lot.
Yeah. I'm just going to aimlessly scroll here. There's no reason for me to be on here. I'd rather just watch YouTube or, something else to entertain myself.
That's a good idea.
Tell Jasmine if you're on me, don't slap the phone out of your hand.
Tell yourself, Guy. Hey, Jasmine.
Yeah. Hey, Jazz.
Hey, Jazz. Are you still there? Go ahead.
Jasmine.
So sultry.
All right, boys.
All right, guys.
Should I delete the argument or no?
No, dude.
This was a fucking 3-hour podcast, man.
And that was a big win for me.
Yeah.
I'm totally chopping the whole thing. You didn't fucking win.
Yeah, that's what you think.
If we didn't win, then you wouldn't even think about chopping it.
Yeah, exactly. If you
That's
were
not
like,
true. That's not
if
true.
you dominated us, you'd be like, motherfuckers, I'm keeping all of it.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
That's
Yes,
not
it
true.
absolutely is.
I think it was actually a good discussion that somebody could take. Like the beginners that you're talking about that are doing things wrong, I think there could be some.
No, I think at the end we all came to a very agreeable.
Yeah.
All right. I love you guys.
Love
Love you. See you
I'll
guys.
see you next week.
All
Bye.
right.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, share with your friends, and like the video. And if you get a chance, check out the description for all the different links to all the different places you can find Hostile and myself. And lastly, check out hostile.com for our new line of supplements and all of our apparel and gear. Thanks again for watching.